everyone. Welcome to the Nocturnal Nerdcast. Let me take that off the screen there. Everybody's having a good week so far. It is the start of the week. Monday, I think. Am I right? I think it is Monday. Had a busy weekend. Anyway, it snowed here, so we have a ton of snow on the ground. But I'm actually hungry, so I'm thinking about like tipping someone really good on DoorDash or Postmates to bring me food. Because typically I'll do like double tip and then they'll pick it up immediately. We'll see. We'll see if we get there. We have a few things to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about Zootopia 2, which seems to be doing some crazy stuff. We've got a teaser of Supergirl. We're going to discuss that and the internet reaction. The trailer for The Boys dropped. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. It's probably going to get claimed, but we will watch it live. So hopefully if you want to watch it with us, you could do that. And a few other small random things. We got some news on YouTube and AI that I wanted to talk about, and some of this Warner Brothers Netflix stuff that now Paramount is doing some crazy shit, so we'll talk about that as well. However, in the green room, we have a few people waiting to come up. And first, I'm just going to pick one random person. We have Darren. Darren is here.
Hello.
Hello.
How are we?
Good. I love your hat. I don't think I've seen that one yet. Is that a new one?
No, I've had it for a couple years. I just haven't worn it this year yet. But
okay.
Yeah, I've had it.
All right. What does it mean to snow here? It's not normal. No, we don't get much snow. I'm right on the coast. I'm at a beach. I live in a beachy area. We typically get a lot of slush and stuff. It's not a lot. To be fair, it's like barely any snow, but I was just shocked that we got it at all. All right. And we also have Ronan in the house.
What's up, y'all?
Ronan's hanging out.
Early bird.
We had someone else, but they dropped, so I don't know who that was. Not sure who that was. They didn't have their camera on, and they didn't really load all the way in. It might have been Omega. He was having trouble, and he actually lives in an area that probably did snow today pretty heavily. He lives about an hour northwest of me, so it probably did snow out there. I know, Ronan, it doesn't really snow where you are.
I wish. Well, northern part of me, it does. Up northern of Arizona, yeah, it does snow, which I've been fortunate to see it beyond. Because I remember the only time I ever seen snow was back in LA. We have to go to Big Bear, and that's the only snow we would ever watch in person. Yeah. So. And
Darren probably gets a lot of snow. So
we've had snow since October.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. It is what it is, I guess. So not a lot happening. Darren and I did a thing this weekend that you'll be seeing soon. Pretty exciting stuff. It's a lot of fun. So stay tuned for that. Anything else going on with you guys? It is the beginning of the week, so I'm not sure if anybody's got anything happening at the moment.
Just planning stuff post the initial volume 1 drop of Stranger Things. I had to really I don't know about you, Darren, but I had to really map out when I would drop videos because I didn't want to just drop everything for 2 days and then be like, oh fuck, I gotta wait till a month before stuff popping up. I was like, okay, start easing stuff for this. Luckily, some Kill Bill or related stuff drop. I'm like, okay, I was planning on doing that, so I can use that. And then next week, I think we got Fallout in the Mist. This week we got Game Awards. We got a potential Supergirl trailer that we're gonna be talking about soon. There's rumors about Doomsday and this, and I'm like, okay, as long as there's that bubble going on, and then on top of that, just handling the fucking countdown mayhem of 2 weeks till Christmas. And knowing, I don't know where y'all gonna be at, but I know I gotta travel day off, and it's just like, oh fuck.
I think this might be one of the craziest Decembers in terms of nerdom that I've had in the last couple of years of doing this kind of stuff. Like with Stranger Things, Percy Jackson, Fallout, potentially Avengers, Supergirl, The Boys, and it's all the prep for next year. It's insane. It feels like there's something every day. On top of that, the fucking industry is changing as we speak.
In time.
We don't know the future of the industry could change tomorrow. We have no idea.
Yeah.
So
I think Reed said they got a new job. Congratulations. Yeah. Reed says got a new job.
Hell yeah.
I
know in this economy, it's great that you have a job. So it's awesome. We did have someone else pop into the green room now, and unexpected. I don't typically expect to see him on Mondays, but Joe is here with us. He's told me a while ago he wasn't going to be here on Mondays, and he's only missed like one, I think. So
yeah. I don't know how long I could stay though. I probably need to, because I am coming off. You see, I work a night shift on the weekends, so I was up all night last night, and as a result, I didn't sleep much today because I want to readjust to sleeping at night. So I'm like, don't sleep too much on Monday.
right,
So
okay,
That's where I'm at now to a December, like sleep, especially when we're doing streams, especially varying on what time they start. Like before I got on, I was yawning out the wazoo, and I was like, "Fuck no! I want to be part of Nerdcast." I feel bad that I haven't like been consistent. At least I feel I haven't been consistent. And I was like, "Wait a minute, what am I gonna do?" And I'm like, "I have coffee, ice cream. Fucking just throw some water on my face."
I was just telling them, I was like, I'm probably going to order something to eat. Like earlier today, because this is always a story with me, right? So earlier today, we were setting up what we were going to do for lunch. I had to put a desk together. We were putting together a new desk for the other room. And so I was going to be busy for like an hour doing that. And so I was like, we should order food. And then it snowed. I live in a resort area. It doesn't snow very often. So people just don't drive. Like they just don't drive in it. So I was like, I'm not going to order food because no one is going to pick it up. And if they are, they're going to wait for a big tip, which I don't blame them. So I was like, no, I don't want to do that. It was the middle of the day. So we made something here. And then I didn't really have anything except for I ate all of these chips while I was sitting here at my desk. And I'm like, that's not really healthy to eat a whole bag of chips. So, but I've already done it now. So it is what it is. But now I'm thinking I want actual food. So I might order something and then tip big tonight, because of that. So I think that's on the agenda for me. But yeah, with that being said, we have a lot of topics tonight. Did anybody, if you have anything on the panel that you want to talk about, you stick it in the private chat and we'll talk about it like we normally do. Because I know sometimes Darren, Ronan, you guys have some stuff you want us to discuss. Just throw it into the private chat, like with a link or something. It might even be something that I have set up to do. So we'll see. Oh, wait. So Chris says, so does that mean on Mondays Joe is angry? What? On Mondays Joe is angry Joe? Oh, I don't know.
I'm not angry.
No.
He's standing on business.
I'm not angry. I'm sitting actually.
There's
He's
actually
on business.
there's an angry Joe already. Go to his channel and see what he's talking about.
I do need to get a good night's sleep tonight though, because I have to sit through a 5.5 hour long movie tomorrow. Got tickets for the whole bloody affair.
4.5, but yeah.
Is it 4.5?
I think it's 5.5 actually. Are you sure about that?
My ass was in that seat for 4.5 hours.
Oh, okay. Oh, you actually saw it. Okay. All right. I thought I read 5.5.
I don't know if we're planning on talking about it, but yeah.
Any way you slice it, I'm gonna be.
I should try and do that because to this day I've only seen part one.
Darren,
I stopped
it is.
after part one.
Listen, beyond what Uncle Quentin has been saying when he's around the campfire, smoking weed and drinking whatever he was doing, or he was
and hating on certain actors.
Beyond that, which I've already said my piece. That movie, it doesn't make my top 3 favorite of his, but damn it, it's been a while since I've seen it, and seeing on the big screen, seeing Sonny Chiba, seeing Derek Carradine, seeing Uma. Lucy, like it was a religious experience, especially with some sequences. I'm like, thank fucking God I paid to see this in the movie theater. But though my legs are like, you better make up for it because, and thank God there's an intermission. There's an intermission, and if I were y'all, stick to the very end after because they put in the Fortnite short, and it's cool to see it on the big screen instead of on your phone.
I'll throw something controversial at you.
Oh boy.
My favorite Quentin Tarantino movie wasn't directed by Quentin Tarantino. My favorite Tarantino movie is one that he wrote but did not direct, and that's True Romance. I love True Romance.
That's a hot take because people love that movie and they love that script now. I think I've heard from a lot of cinephiles that like they think their favorite is Jackie Brown, which I like it. I don't love it, but I can understand why they might dig it. The one that like, and I like Death Proof, but it is my least favorite one. I haven't heard a lot of people say that's my favorite Tarantino, which I'm like, hey, kudos.
I don't believe Death Proof can be taken on its own. You have to watch the double feature. If you don't watch the full Grindhouse double feature, it doesn't count.
So I
but
just
that's just me.
I just looked, Rodan, because I was like, you know what, maybe I will. My theater's only showing 4 movies right now.
Some I've been seeing a lot of that. I know, man. When I went to go see it, there was only 2 showings per day, because again, this is 4.5 hours, and they have to rotate it around. And I had a friend who recently saw it, and he was having a hard time the first few days because it was just sold out.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, the Avatar is making the rounds right now to start opening up auditoriums. So if you can find it. I know it. Seeing the whole bloody affair was the cheapest I paid for a ticket this whole year, which is shocking to me. I'm like, how the hell was the re-release cheaper than most of the new stuff? That's ridiculous. But it's awesome.
I think I mentioned this a couple weeks ago, but like my theater is currently under construction. Like half of the theaters are out. And there's only like maybe 6 or 7 theater like rooms actually open, so I have no idea how they're going to operate when they open, like SpongeBob and Avatar and the Grinch and stuff like that as they're re-showing and stuff like that. Like I don't know how they're going to do it.
And you've only seen the first volume, right? The first half.
Only seen the first one. Yeah.
I'll tell you this: I always prefer the first half over the second one. Seeing the whole bloody affair made me appreciate the second half way more. Are you a fan of Kill Bill, Eric?
Yeah. I've seen all of it, like all the stuff connected to it, but there's nowhere around my theater playing anything like that. I'd have to drive a long time to get to that.
Yeah.
So
I've had some friends that do that as well. Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind doing something like that, but by myself, I'd have to find somebody to go with me to take a long trip like that.
You want your own group? Yeah.
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 So Cody says Thursday is certainly going to be fun, and that means the Game Awards and possible
Supergirl.
trailer. Yeah,
That's
which
the word on
we're
the street.
going to talk about the teaser tonight as well. We'll get to that. But so Thursday, I was just checking. The Game Awards start at 7:30, so I will be streaming. I don't know if I'll be at my desk every single second, but I will be streaming throughout the awards, and I might actually start streaming in the other room, like where the decorations and stuff are for Christmas, if we have them up by Thursday. And then I'll leave this room active as well, so I can come in here if I want, just to move around a little bit.
Same for me. I'm heading up friends to be like, yo, who's gonna watch it? And then we're just hoping, like, please give us at least bare minimum 2 video games we want to watch stuff out of. And you know what I want there. You know the titles I've been wanting to see more of.
Yeah. Do we also think we're getting that Doomsday trailer on Thursday? Because
Oh my god,
the 11th is when the rumors have been.
It will be a cluster, but I'm here for it.
I mean, honestly, it would be with all the buzz around the Game Awards and the Supergirl trailer, it would be a good time to release the Doomsday trailer as well. So
I kind of hope they wait, because I want Supergirl to live on its own. Because if they release Doomsday, no one's going to talk about Supergirl. No one's going to talk about it. They're just plain and simple.
Yeah.
Like, I'm excited, but like, not Doomsday excited. Like, it's just it's another level.
You know what they should do, but it will be a cluster. And I was literally about to bring up that like, because Stranger Things is on Christmas Day, right? They should drop it on Christmas Eve and be like, "Happy early Merry Christmas, everybody! Here's Doomsday." And it's like,
that'd be a mess. Rest in peace to all the fucking reaction channels who can't go home for Christmas Eve.
Yeah. They'll be doing it from their phones, like trying to react to it on their telephones. Naruto here with the $2 super chat. Thank you, Naruto. Stranger Things Volume 2 posters came out today. I did have that bookmarked, but it looked like it was just pictures of the actors. Is that the poster? Is that it? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take a look at it. We'll take a look at it and see. So I actually ordered McDonald's, so we'll see. We'll see if it gets here or not.
Are you gonna get the Grinch?
Grinch meal? Yeah.
No,
I got it.
I've heard it's not good. So
I heard this Grinch meal's like making the employees angry. Like they're not happy about it for some reason. Like they said, like people are just showing up like in droves for it, and I don't know.
Yeah.
All I know is that the reason I went for it because usually that combo is what I usually get every other time when I go to McDonald's. And this time I'm like, all right, pay a little extra for some socks. I'm like, all right, why not?
Yeah. I mean, I can see getting it for the items that come with it, but I wouldn't buy it You know what I mean? For the is there any?
Whatever,
the weird drink, whatever it is.
I'm not into that. Yeah.
Let's see here. I got the bookmark. I wanted to look at this thing for YouTube first before we get started.
I should turn a light on.
AI, please chill with the AI shit.
I should turn another light on. I'm so white.
Are you?
Don't I look completely washed out?
You do look very washed out. Yeah, it reminds me of like when you see the older people that post their pictures, their selfies, and it's like it's nothing but blurs and like
the flashlight.
Yeah. They're trying to make themselves look better. Oh wait, here's it says, does the Grinch meal come with a pack of cigarettes and shards of glass? No, I don't think so.
No, just pickle sauce and socks.
The only thing I ever get from McDonald's, chicken McNuggets usually if I'm like in a hurry and I just want to grab something, obviously. But the only burgers that I think are worth getting from McDonald's, to be completely honest, are like the quarter-pound burgers because it's an actual burger patty. The other ones I don't really like, so I did a quarter-pound combo. That's just what I get. It's very, very simple, generic order. Either chicken McNuggets or a quarter-pound combo.
I like the chocolate chip cookies.
Their cookies are good. Actually, I buy the big box. Like you can get a big, like full
13,
like,
whatever.
Yeah. I usually those, or I will get like if it's working, their ice cream machine is good too.
Yeah.
I typically only get McDonald's for their fries though. Like McDonald's fries. I
do like the fries.
Yeah. So now you don't look washed out, Joe.
Yeah. Nice.
But yeah, so I'll do the fries, but I would like Smash Burger is my favorite fast food burger. I think is like right now. You don't like Smash Burger?
Vice.
No, I do. I love them. I want one now. That's the problem.
Smash Burgers are the burgers are seasoned, the buns are good. It's like really, really good. But my level up from that, which is not fast food technically, but it is like somewhat fast, is Fuddruckers. I think Fuddrucker burgers are my favorite burgers of all time.
Do you still have Fuddruckers around here?
Yeah, we have 3 of them around here.
Okay,
so.
There's no Fuddruckers in this area, but there's one in Parsippany, New Jersey. And there's a convention I go to twice a year in Parsippany. And really, let's be honest, the only reason I'm still going to that convention is so I can stop at Fuddruckers after the convention.
So funny story about Fuddruckers. I used to have one right outside the mall that I worked at, and so I'd go over there, and they would give me discounts on food all the time. And it was so good. The wedge fries are so good. Whatever. That one closed down and became a strip club, like a gentleman's club. So that was no longer one I could go to. So then I went to another one that was a little bit further away, but still your normal size Fuddruckers or whatever. That closed and became a Hooters. So they couldn't go to that one anymore. So I'm like, what is happening? Then there was one a little bit further away that I went to. That one didn't turn into anything. However, the franchise owner shut it down overnight, locked the doors, and changed the lock so that when people came the next day, they couldn't get into work. So that one also went away. So all of these Fuddruckers were owned by the same person. That's why this happened. So Fuddruckers, the company, now came in. We have 3 different corporate Fuddruckers in this area, which means they're all owned by the actual company. We have the sports bar one. It's a smaller one, not a lot of room inside of it, but it's basically for. It's just like an Applebee's or something, but it's a Fuddruckers. And then there's another one that's like a normal size Fuddruckers, which is close by me as well. We still order from those, though. There's one a little bit further away, but it's close enough to take you can get there in like an hour or so. But anyway, my point is Fuddruckers is the bomb. It's my number 1. Smash Burger is now my number 2. Five Guys has fallen off my top 3 list. I used to have them in my top 3. I don't really have them in my top 3 anymore because I actually like. And you guys are going to think I'm crazy on this, but I love IHOP's burgers. They have like gourmet burgers at IHOP.
IHOP's really burgers are so good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
I didn't even know they had burgers.
Oh my God. Yeah. They have some of the best burgers. And you can order them at like 4:00 in the morning. It's crazy.
They have a burger pancake combo meal where you can get burgers and pancakes.
I don't
know why I know that. It's not like I've ordered that.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
That's gonna brew some madness.
So Jake has arrived. Chat, get ready. Drop the emojis. I feel like they're coming.
Jake Sully.
What's up? All right, so let's go. IHOB. Yeah, when they were saying they're going to rebrand as a burger place. I do remember that.
So many people took that seriously too. And then it was a month-long promotion, and when the promotion was over, all these idiots on social media are like, "Oh, I see that burger thing didn't work out for you. You're crawling back It's like you people are so stupid.
They still sold burgers.
They did, and their burgers are really good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got this news here. Remember we talked about how AI is not going away and we're just going to have to figure out what we're willing to put up with? By the way, I turned the AI summary thing off on all of my live streams. I don't want any of that shit. If I can opt out of it, I'm going to opt out of it. But it says, YouTube CEO Neil Mohan tells Time Magazine that AI will help the platform to combat misinformation, scams, and AI slop. So you're using AI to detect AI slop. That seems very subjective, but...
Seems like a closed loop.
Yeah. It says here, AI will make our ability to detect and enforce volatile content better, more precise, able to cope with scale. Every week, literally, the capabilities get better. So the issue with this is I have seen many people with actual channels that didn't do anything wrong getting flagged by AI to have their channels shut down, and then appealing to YouTube and having to jump through a million hoops to possibly get their channels back. And some people never get their channels back because AI detected something and decided that the channel was doing something wrong. Yeah. Now, I will say this, the size YouTube is, I don't know if they have enough people, like if they can have enough people to monitor the amount of content that's coming out. So I do think some sort of algorithmic checklist like tells a person, hey, you might want to watch this and see if this is good or bad. I think letting the AI make those decisions is the fucking problem. Like, if the AI detecting something and flags it for a human being to sit down and look at, I feel like that's a fair step forward for them. But if the AI is literally capable of like deleting your channel and then also responding to you, talking to them, you know what I mean? Because like the help center is most likely going to be an AI prompt in the beginning before you can ever talk to anybody, if you ever talk to anybody. So for me, this sounds like, yeah, in a perfect system, it would work really well, but we know it's not a perfect system. We've seen examples of it not working. Anybody have thoughts on this? Because I have more to add, but I want to give people a chance
the
to
only
talk about it.
reason why I have to prediction up AI, besides the hours of how much AI's influence is just growing by the second or the nanosecond. A friend of ours, shout out to Jen and Mike, told us about a feature that YouTube had automatically just set up for us without our permission. And it was the reason why a lot of views were decreasing. And a lot of us flipped it, and then next thing you know, our views were going back to normal, or even adding up more. And it's just like, if they wanted to do this without our permission,
which one of them was it? There's a lot of them. Which one was this?
Auto dubbing.
It was the auto dubbing for AI, I think, and it was just like, how you didn't ask for our permission. So
the one where it like automatically just changes your voice or whatever. Yeah.
Why would we trust you with something else that isn't dubbing related?
Why was it hurting views though? I hadn't heard anything about that.
It was just, I couldn't fully explain it, but it just like I could tell that like nobody was watching the videos, and it was like, well, fuck, I gotta get behind this or get over this.
Do you think it was people seeing? Because when something is AI dubbed, it tells you, like in the title, it says it, like if on your homepage. Do you think people were seeing the AI dubbing and then not clicking on the video because it says AI dub? Do you think that's what it was?
I don't know. All I know is that like, I don't know how you feel about it, Jake, but like I know that like it just rubbed me the wrong way, and like I wasn't the only one. And I can only imagine how much the big channels started doing this, because some channels right now, besides the AI stuff, are getting blocked on certain coverage and stuff. And it's just like, okay, this all can't be coincidental.
Right.
It just can't be. That's what I got to say about it.
Yeah, suddenly Ultron's desire to take out the world after being on the internet for 5 minutes is making a lot of sense.
All right, so my other thought on this is we desperately need better moderation on YouTube. Like, desperately, right? Like,
it wouldn't be that hard either.
Technically, it shouldn't. They have a terms of service. You would think the terms of service is pretty obvious when you go through and you read them. But I see so many things slipping through the cracks on YouTube because they don't have the workforce or the people are incapable of doing it. Why not have it says here they want to help enforce this. Why not have it go through and actually enforce that? Because the channels that I know 100% are breaking terms of service are not getting hit by AI. Like, they're not getting flagged by AI. The thumbnails, the titles, things like that, we know they're not because I still see them making content. But then I find out some person that was a React streamer for a video game, they lost their complete channel.
without doing a damn thing wrong.
So clearly something is not working right. I don't know what AI system they're using, if it's one they're training themselves or if it's one they've purchased from someone. I have no clue. I'm assuming it's going to be the Google Gemini, if I had to guess, which is the Google AI.
Oh.
Right, exactly. That's my point. They're probably using that AI, which is, it gets stuff wrong all the time.
I've tested that thing before, and yeah, it's about as reliable as the weatherman.
So I truly believe that the issue is we need more oversight. Like I think somebody in the chat said it. We need more oversight on this. We have another little bit I want to talk about here where he says the CEO says the platform will proceed with expanded AI moderation tools despite recent backlash. He also added that AI will enable a new class of creators who previously lacked the skills or equipment.
Okay. Still worried.
Darren, you're muted or something.
Insert eye roll here.
We can't hear. Is he muted for everybody else?
I can't hear him.
I can't.
Hello? Can you hear me now?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I saw you destroying that. What is that? Popcorn?
Kind of reminds me of that Incredible story a little bit. When everyone's a YouTuber, is anyone really like?
Right.
If everyone can just do
Am I the only one that can barely hear him? He's like going
Really?
in and out. Wait.
Okay, hold on. I'll fix it.
You sound
That sounds
clear
better.
right now. Yeah, you just sounded clear. Just now.
I was going to say, right just then you were fine.
That's weird. I don't know why.
There
Okay,
you go.
yeah, it sounds fine now.
That's so weird. But like, if anyone can just do this without having any skill or equipment, what's the point?
Right.
What's the point
Right.
if you don't have to put any amount of
Effort,
work
yeah.
or effort? Like, I'm all for making it more like accessible for people. I think that's one of the best things that TikTok has done for like the social media sphere. There's faults of that platform for sure. But what's cool about it is everyone can kind of get on board and have their own take on things and do that kind of stuff. But if you're doing it without actually putting in any work or effort of your own, then what's the point of doing it? What stamp are you putting of your own?
My biggest thing with the whole TikTok side of it is, and this is, I think, one of the definitely the bigger faults with that side of things, is that it has encouraged and enabled the already dwindling attention spans of people.
Yes, yeah.
Just look at things in very short time frames. So not only do they only have like 5-10 seconds of interest at max before their attention goes away, but also whenever they see something like that, they react very instinctively in the moment without actually taking a second to think, oh, okay, is this legit? Is this right? How do I feel about this? And if it's something that they instinctively disagree with, they say, oh, fuck you, and then they move on. It's like...
Well, the other thing is they could be using this AI to assist people who actually have the needs, like people with disabilities that need to have access to YouTube in a bigger way. Why not do that instead of going, hey, we're going to make a bunch of things super easy for people just so we can make more money on ad revenue by making AI slop, which is exactly what he said that the AI was going to be doing, was going to be detecting slop. But here he's like, oh, that's what we want. A new class of people that have no skills or equipment making content for YouTube. Like, it's literally the opposite argument. That would be AI slop. If you have people making stuff that don't have the skills to do it, that's literally slop. Oh my God. Anyway. We got some super chats here. Let's go ahead and look at these. Columbia Rican, good to see you, with a $5 super chat, says, that happened to a progressive YouTube channel I love watching, Galactic News Network. He's currently on Twitch. So he lost his YouTube channel and now he's got to stream on Twitch exclusively. That's pretty crazy.
Not sure. I don't know the name.
Larger channels have a better chance of getting reinstated. Smaller channels are gone. Like, if you have a channel with less than like 100K subs, forget it. They don't give a shit. If your channel's gone, it's gone. Why did my screen change to my... What the fuck? It's changed over to like my solo cam. I don't know why I did that.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Also here, Stagavor, $4.99 super chat. I'm sure you heard about the continuation of the WB sale drama. I actually have a bunch of information on that. It's probably pretty boring, but I feel like I have to talk about it because it's gotten really complicated, and now the president's making comments about it, which I just wish he would fucking stay out of anything related to entertainment. It's so fucking frustrating. It's so frustrating. So frustrating. I don't think even during his first term, I don't think I had to talk about him at all. I was able to ignore him when it came to this first term. This time it's been impossible. It's literally been impossible.
Comments are hurting my ears.
I actually thought I texted you this yesterday. Like I thought since everybody's pretty much against this Netflix deal, MAGA is out there saying that Netflix is woke. They don't want it because Netflix is woke, which is stupid. Yeah. But I was like, these guys might actually be useful idiots right now.
Yeah.
Like, if we could get like Trump to block this on the account of, we can't have the woke takeover, it might be a case of dumb guy did dumb thing, but it worked out
because
for
he wants Paramount to buy it, so it's not a good
I know
thing.
That's the thing. It's like I don't know which is worse. Netflix.
So you have Netflix that's threatening theatrical health and like in terms of theaters, and then you have Paramount that wants to put out propaganda. So it's like,
right.
We have Paramount. It's gonna be fantastic.
Lose-lose.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great shows. Okay, the Whites are gonna be great. Sydney, she's gonna be great.
She has really great genes.
Cody said I went to a sold-out showing of... Oh, go ahead, Darren. Sorry.
I was just saying, like, it's so weird that Paramount is the one that's so, like, in that pocket of the world. Because
wait till you hear what's going on. I don't know if you guys have read the news, but I made a little summary of everything that's happening. It's pretty crazy.
All their IPs are so fucking woke. Like they have such woke IPs.
Well, look, all the people that want them to buy Warner Brothers right now just attacked Starfleet Academy, which is a fucking Paramount TV show.
The only good stuff that's on Paramount is the stuff they're borrowing.
I mean, listen, they have Star Trek, which is a very woke IP. They have Ninja Turtles, which whole thing is about like being different and being unique. They have Avatar. Bro, Avatar's the wokest show that's ever been made, and that's obviously a positive thing. But it's so weird that these same people are like, no. I
have been told by, I'll say who told me this. Degrassi Knowles. I don't know if you guys know Degrassi Knowles in the chat. He's often in the chat and he's in a lot of streams. But he works in the industry. He knows some things. And he told me that the Ellisons' plan is to change Star Trek. They want to transform what Star Trek is because they know it's a cash cow, but they're opposed to the political viewpoint of Star Trek.
I mean, I don't.
I mean, they got UFC already, and I'm not saying I hate all of UFC, but over the past few years, we've been seeing where that's been hitting out, and it's just like, here's the thing, and I don't even know where I feel about it right now. It's just that like, and I told y'all I like Netflix. I like some of the shows I see on Paramount Plus. Warner Brothers being bought out a third time in the past 10 years is not a good thing. It's not,
especially right now.
Yeah, and like I mean, again, I don't want to keep making my impressions one up, but I wouldn't be fucking surprised if Paramount wins it and he just goes, I want Jessica Rabbit, I want it now, and like you see a bunch of stuff that like God, help that character in any way, but it's a FUBAR scenario. Yeah. It is a legit FUBAR scenario, and I can only imagine what the directors and writers, big names, who work with Netflix right now and where they're at, be like, so what are you gonna help the theatrical experience or what? Like,
wait, I compiled a nice little package where we talk about all of it. I have every single bit of information about it, so I'll read it all out here in a minute. Five Nights at Freddy's 2, though, I again have no interest in it. It's not really my thing, but apparently it's doing much better than they projected. Has anybody seen it, or does anybody care about it? I mean, I don't know.
I don't care about it, but I heard the opposite. I heard it's bombing.
Yeah, I was about to say, I saw the exact
Well,
opposite.
I'm not saying it's not doing well. It's doing better than, I guess, what they thought it was going to do, but that's still not enough to, make it...
it was number one at the box office this weekend. Like, it's still doing...
What else was at the box office, though?
Zootopia
well, let me see. Yeah, let me see. I don't. I think that's an opposite audience, though, right? I don't think that would be the same audience.
I mean, I think It also doesn't have a massive budget too. I think is what some people are forgetting.
I'm gonna look and
it's
see
not
if
like
Louise talked about
what a
it.
double feature that would be: Five Nights at Freddy's and Zootopia.
isn't that budget like 130 million? Like it's a pretty decent sized budget.
I don't know anything about the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. I've never played a game. I don't know anything about it. But I went out and saw the first movie in the theater. It's the Henson Company. I'm like, I got to see this.
Yeah.
And it was the worst theater experience I've ever had in my life. It was all drunk people. Everybody was drunk, yelling at the screen. It was totally obnoxious. And then we had the whole Minecraft thing, which tells me gamers are obnoxious theater goers.
Well, the ones that played those games for sure, yeah. All right. See, what was... Oh, let me open up over here. What was big came even better for Five Nights at Freddy's sequel at U.S. box office. With actuals $1 million higher, PG-13 Five Nights at Freddy crushed industry projections with a strong $64 million on the biggest three-day opening ever on post-Thanksgiving weekend. So that's pretty good. Five Nights at Freddy 2 scored number 14 biggest weekend ever for December, beating The Lord of the Rings 2 Towers and Sonic the Hedgehog.
Wow.
It almost beat Aquaman's debut. Five Nights at Freddy's $80 million debut, one that was better received at opening, much more appropriated slot back in 2023. So I don't know. Let's check he had another tweet about it here, right here. Actuals are higher overseas. It crosses the 100 million market global. The strong 46.5 million 5-day opening overseas and 78 international markets. So, I mean, I'm assuming it's, got a B cinema score.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is
From
an
what
average for most movies, by the way. Like a lot of movies, and especially a lot of blockbusters, typically score a B. So that's common.
I think from just what I've heard, and I currently have no plans to see it, but from what I've heard, critics don't like it. Critically, it's not the best movie. But if you're a fan of the lore and the characters in that world, you will like it. You will enjoy it. It feels like it's a movie that's hyper-fixated on the fans' enjoyment, which is nice, which is good for those guys. But as someone who hasn't played the games, I was like, well, I'm just gonna skip this one because like if people who don't know the games don't like it, then I'm probably not going to enjoy it, as I'm not going to get the references, the Easter eggs. That's kind of how I felt with Minecraft too. I did not like Minecraft. I did not enjoy that one bit, but I also didn't understand half the things they were saying.
So
Really,
to that point,
really
Darren, like my youngest sibling is a fan of the Freddy's games, and apparently, from what they told me about the first film, they actually take a good amount of liberties from the source material. Like, granted, I don't know how faithful it is because I don't really know that series. It's not really my thing, but there's kind of a divide between fans. Like, you have some fans of the series
I'll be right back
and enjoy it, and they're like, yeah, they took liberties, but so what? It's still enjoyable. Some that are pissed at the liberties they took are like, oh man, why did you change A, B, C all the way to Z? And then the other, half of it is people who don't know the series and were either entertained or were not. So it's like four quadrant split basically.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I think they even made a novel, like a movie novel.
Novelization?
Yeah, because there were like several like different books and graphic novels for just the franchise, like the IP as a whole. But then they actually made a novelization of the movie. So I was like, huh, that was interesting. Again, haven't seen either one of them. So
very few movies now get the novelizations. Like the only one I have right now is the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood one.
Yeah. I have somewhere I've got the novelizations for Batman Forever and Spider-Man 02. I've got those novelizations somewhere.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So I thought we would take a look. Wait, did we get another super chat? We did here. Naruto.
Oh,
yeah. Eric on Discord, I DM'd you a video you should react to. Yellow Flash did a 20-minute video on Grace Randolph's comment about the Doomsday Cast.
God.
Well, we're not going to watch that here. We're not going to watch that here, Naruto. But I will do that and upload it to the Debunks channel. I might even do it for tomorrow. I don't really have anything planned for tonight, so I might do that for tomorrow.
Don't give her any attention, please.
That's crazy. That's so crazy. I did see her comments about Snyderverse, which I thought was funny when I saw it. Anyway, I thought I'd bring this up on screen to discuss. This is the post-COVID era box office at top 10, like the movies that have done really well since the end of COVID. Any surprises on this list for you guys, or?
I mean, I guess at the time, maybe not now with how like big it got, but I guess Barbie was a little bit of a surprise initially, but.
Yeah.
Barbie
Maverick.
was one of those movies that sounded on paper like a bad idea, sort of like the Lego movie, and then you saw it and you're like, oh no, that was really good.
Maverick,
I mean-
I think. Yeah.
Barbie was a consequence of social media. That was the big thing. It did well because the Barbieheimer movement.
Yeah,
and it was
that
a big event.
part of the movement really helped.
Yeah. I was also really shocked, and I'm glad it is, because I think it's probably the best movie on this list. But at the time, Top Gun Maverick making $1 billion was crazy. Like,
Yeah.
I'm glad it did. It's a great movie. It has its fans, but it's not like on the like legacy of like your Spider-Mans and your Disneys and your Marios and your superheroes. Like Top Gun is like has a cult following, but like it
Right.
just came out at the right time and had just the right marketing. It had just the right vibe. Like it really picked up. And that
You know
that
what
was
surprised
cool.
me is, and honestly, is Moana 2. Not because I don't think Moana is a good brand, but that was like a series of TV show episodes pieced together into a movie. So I'm kind of shocked.
Moana 2 is just popular. It's arguably Disney's most popular brand at the moment.
Yeah,
Like,
I
they
mean, even
just-
if people didn't like the movie, it got butts in seats.
Kids
Mo-
loved it.
Moana,
That's the thing.
Same
Yeah.
thing with
Moana's interesting too because the first movie didn't do nearly as well. That movie fully found. I mean, it did okay in theaters. It didn't do bad, but that's a movie that totally found its audience on streaming.
On Disney Plus.
Yeah,
I'm just glad they gave Lilo and Stitch that theatrical release because it was originally going to be a streaming movie.
Oh.
What was?
Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, was it really?
Yep, it was originally going to be on streaming, and then it wasn't until I think the D23 where they said, "Hey, yeah, this is coming to theaters," and the live action Stitch actually looked a lot better than the images we had seen prior. So that was kind of a reassuring bit for that movie.
Ohana means family.
Yep.
Well, let me find the tweet here. I want to talk about another Disney film right now. I'm sure you guys know which one it is. But I have the numbers here. I think
I almost made a bad joke when I'm right now.
I was thinking of a bad joke as well.
all right, here we go. Yeah, we'll do this. We'll do this one here. In just 12 days, Zootopia 2 beats Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle, and Jurassic World Rebirth runs, crossing $900 million at the global box office.
It's a lot of millions.
$900 million in 12 days. It's eyeing a $1.5 to $1.7 billion global run. What do we think about this? Has anybody seen it yet?
I have. I've seen it twice actually.
Okay, so Darren, since you have actually seen the movie, is it like is this love warranted? Is it a movie that you think deserves people to go out and check it out? I've heard from a lot of people, just from here online and stuff like that, that it's a really solid movie that just kind of gets to the point. It
Yeah.
doesn't sort of meander and things. So what are your thoughts on it?
I loved it. I think it's easily the best theatrical Disney sequel that we've ever had. I think it's a great sequel. Some people say it's even better than the original. I'm not sure if I'm there yet with it, but no, I think it just hits all the boxes. I was talking about this on my stream earlier today, but like those like 2010 Disney sequel are just money gold. They have such a pop culture reach with people. Everyone kind of my age and really above too, just like grew up on those movies, and they now all have, like we all now have kids and stuff like that, so they're trying to take their kids to see it. And I think I would not be shocked. Maybe I'm stretching too far here. I would not be shocked if we are looking at maybe a possible $2 billion for a movie like this, because we're almost at $1 billion and we're not even close to Christmas. Right, we have 3 weeks left of the major holiday season, and I think it's only going to pick up once we get to that holiday weekend. when there might not be as much for like the family audience as there would be previous years. Like Avatar, Five Nights at Freddy's, Anaconda seems more of a slightly older audience. So then it's going to be the battle of Zootopia 2 or SpongeBob. And I think Zootopia 2 might win that war.
You think it's going to beat SpongeBob?
I think it will make more than SpongeBob, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I think SpongeBob does not have the brand it used to. Like, it has a fandom for sure. It has it's popular, but like, I don't think it's the king it once was.
And I don't think the previous SpongeBob movies did that well. I mean, they did okay, but they didn't do like Zootopia.
They're not like billion-dollar movies, yeah.
I wish I had $2 billion.
You? You wish you had? Yeah, sure.
$1 billion that I could pay off the tax and like, fuck you, leave me alone. And then for $1 million, I would just run naked in the lake.
Doesn't this also
born in the USA?
Oh, okay, now that's the question I want to just throw out there.
Oh no!
So everybody gets $2 billion. Say you use $1 billion to pay off your taxes. What are you doing with that other $1 billion?
Robbing a bank.
What?
You already have money, Darren.
You go full Ocean's 11?
It's about the game.
About
Can I
sending
do
a
it?
message.
I'm moving to Florida and becoming a Disney vlogger.
Wow.
I would play low key for 6 months, but like, just still looking and acting the same. And then you start seeing stuff pop up on my screen from behind and be like, oh, look at that statue. Oh, look at that standee. And then, like, I might do a vlog and be like, what? And I probably hit up the guys and be like, Darren, Jake, do you guys want to hang out the weekend? Like, wow. I'm like, there's a plane. You're on be there in an hour.
I'm on your porch.
Okay, there's only one thing I don't like about what you just said.
Why?
The fact that you stole it from me.
Oh, really? My bad.
That's exactly what I was going to say. No, it's fine. It's fine. But no, that's exactly my same thought too. Is like just slowly deck out this place like bit by bit.
Yeah, I would tell everybody like turn off your alarms. Nobody goes to work for the next 2 days. Just relax. And you guys would be like, really? I'm like, yeah, just relax.
Yeah.
Fucking whatever you would earn that day, I'll give it to you. Don't worry about it. Just relax.
Can I? Oh, sorry. God.
No, I was gonna say, you know what else I'd do? I would totally fund Little Movie Perps movies. Like whatever movie Little Movie Perp wants to make, I'd be like, you're funded. Make it.
Wait, you meant little perps or little people?
Yeah, Little Movie Perps.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just thought of a really bad joke, and I'm not going to say it.
No, don't say it.
I'm not going to say it.
If I may, just like really quickly about this like Zootopia 2 of it all. Okay, I do just want to point out Moana had these same kind of numbers, but they didn't get here into the end of the holiday season. They got here like I think beginning of January after the Christmas rush has happened. I think it's very impressive that they got here just 2 weeks after Thanksgiving. So again, they have these next 3 weeks to fucking make bank and to really cash in.
And I also want to. This is something I had to ask you guys about because I think it's important to like kind of address this. We all know that they keep saying Disney is dead and blah, 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 and all these other things. Disney's going to end the year with this movie and Avatar. Mm-hmm. So we're talking possibly, if you're right, Darren, and Avatar works as expected, a $4 billion month for Disney. This could be a $4 billion month for Disney in terms of like both these movies being in the box office at the same time.
And then next year, like just Toy Story and Avengers alone is going to get close to that for them.
Plus, you have Mandalorian, which will make a lot of money.
I really hope that. I saw Ronan just got perked up.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope that does well.
Moana is going to be a $1 billion movie easily.
Yeah, I really hope
Spider-Man
does well.
Spider-Man 4 is going to probably do very well. Like next year, they're looking at like probably their biggest year since 2019, easily.
That's what's getting on my nerves though with the whole Spider-Man thing is I see all these people and
it's Sony.
I was even talking to some of the guys about this and they go, "Oh, Sony's gonna mess this up. Sony's gonna mess this up." It's like Sony's not making the movie. They're not actually making it. Like they're only distributing this product. They're not actually making it. You know, the stuff that they made in the last 5-6 years, the Spider-Man less movies, they were the ones that messed those up because that was just bad idea after bad idea and then worse idea and then worse execution. They're not the ones making this movie, so the whole people saying, "Oh, Sony can't mess this up," or "Sony's gonna mess this up," "They're gonna do this," "They're gonna do that." It's like, no, they're not.
So, do we think that? Do we think there's a potential for Disney to have the biggest month it's had this year in December?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
easily.
absolutely.
I mean, just with like Zootopia alone, already beats out everything else they did this year. Because nothing else really did great this year, right? Like, I think the biggest outside of this has been Fantastic Four, and even then, that was like it made money, but not like
Disney's
a lot
had
of
a
money.
solid year. Disney's had a pretty solid year because Snow White didn't do great. Should have, but it didn't. But Fantastic Four and Thunderbolts both did respectable. You had Lilo and Stitch was a $1 billion film. Zootopia is
Lilo and
going to be
Stitch, that's what I'm
huge.
forgetting.
Avatar is going to be huge, and Predator: Badlands did respectable business too. It was the
Well,
highest
this year,
grossing film in the
this year was
Predator
also
franchise.
Moana 2, right? So
Yeah.
that was
No,
the
that was last year.
That was
that was last year.
Last year.
Oh, it was end of
December.
last year. Yeah.
I guess kind of both. Like it ended its run this year technically, but yeah.
Just thinking what they had here. Yeah, I know. That's why I have my camera off. I was like, I'm not going to eat on camera. Like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to give the people what they want. So anyway, we have some super chats, I think, or at least a super chat.
You just
No, we've
can't
already
put
done
any
that one. Never
product
mind. We got that
placement on
one.
camera, that's what it is.
Got what? What'd you say?
Said you just can't put any of your product placement on camera. That's what it is.
Oh yeah, that's right. It would be in conflict with Smashburger, who is sponsoring me right now. So can't do that.
Oh my!
Can I get a Smashburger sponsorship? That would be awesome, actually.
I mean, you could do worse. There are worse things to be sponsored from.
All right, so
At least Smashburger wouldn't say, "Hey, you have to pay us $50 if you want a sponsorship." Just saying, at least they wouldn't do that.
you want to take a look. Let me find these pictures for Stranger Things.
Oh, the character posters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is everybody caught up for Stranger Things now? I'm just curious.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm running up that hill.
Just
Making
really
sure.
quickly,
Nice, Ronan.
Albedo Inside Out 2 is now number 2. Now it's, what is it? Nosferatu 2, I think, is the number 1 at the moment for highest grossing animated movie.
I can't remember the title, but it's not Nosferatu.
Not
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu. I'm sorry. What's the new? Jesus Christ!
It's that Chinese movie. No.
Yeah.
very confused for a second, Darren.
I love it, Darren.
Oh,
I looked at Jake and be like, wait, did we hear the?
I was like, what?
yeah, that's why I was looking at you. I was like, did I hear that right?
Fucking Robert, you
Walt Disney's Nosferatu is going to be huge.
I'm shooting werewolf. I'm not doing
That's
Nosferatu.
so crazy.
It'd be like that.
I
Be
thought
like
Eric's
when-
the one that drinks on these streams, Darren.
Be
Not
like
anymore.
the Dracula musical from Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Disney, I now need you to make it to justify.
All right. So here's the photos for Stranger Things, season 5. We got the next part coming up soon. I believe it comes out on Christmas Day.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a Christmas Day?
It's Eve, isn't it?
Is
Day.
it Day or Eve? Which one is it?
Christmas Eve.
Day.
I thought it
It's
was.
day. It's New Year's Eve is the finale.
Hang on, let me check my calendar. It's
Christmas
all on
Day and
my
New Year's
calendar.
Eve.
I thought
It made it so
Eve.
confusing. Just put them both out on Eve.
I thought it was Eve because Christmas Eve was a Wednesday, and just when it came out last month, it was a Wednesday.
I'll tell you right now,
No,
I'm gonna
it's
be
Christmas
drunk
Day.
on
Oh.
Christmas Eve. So
It is
I
Christmas
don't even-
Day.
All right. So we have all the characters here. What's significant about this? Is there something here that we're supposed to be
No.
They want
concerned
people
about?
to rile up and like, who's gonna die? They want people doing that. They're like, okay, they're all dressed. Some of them are dressed in uniform. They're going for the full Red Dawn or whatever the movie
Yeah.
from the 80s called. Like, what's it gonna be? And like again, lining up.
I'm
Okay,
curious.
the
Does anybody
adults-
have any like Deadpools on these? Like, do they know who's gonna die? Or
I already.
I switch
got-
back and forth every
I
day.
got two
of who I think it's gonna
predictions.
be.
I got 2 predictions, but it's a little bit dark.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'll say it's either. I'll say it's either Will, or it's 11, But the really, really dark one, I doubt they'll. There's like a chance they'll do this. They might kill both of them.
Wow.
Because they are the two that are most connected to the Upside Down. And then if they're trying to completely close the chapter on it, then maybe those two will go out.
I think, you know what? I think they kill off Steve Harrington. I just made this up, but I think they kill. You know why? Because he started off as like the bully. He was the guy. The guy who was on the outside and was kind of the a-hole in season 1 goes full character arc and becomes the hero and saves the day at the end.
I don't think he's as bad as this character is. I'm gonna compare them right now, even though they shouldn't. But like, did he go full like Jamie Lannister, where like he's a epic dude in the beginning, but then you're like, no, he's a homie, he's one of us now, and it's just like, because even then, like even before the first season ended, you could tell like, oh no, this fool isn't really a douchebag. He just needs some help, because at the very end he meets up with Jonathan and Nancy to fight off that Demogorgon. I'm like,
I get what you're saying. I don't know if I'd make that comparison though. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I have many stakes in the game. Like there's like multiple outcomes I could see happening, so I'm not convinced on any which one. But I don't think any of the OG kids die, because they have said on the record, this isn't Game of Thrones, this isn't a sad show, and I think they want to end it with like the original kids riding off into the sunset. Like they don't want it to be a depressing ass ending. I could see Steve, Jonathan. Recent spoilers, I guess, for Stranger Things. If you have not seen this part, slight spoilers if anyone cares. Jonathan has a ring right now, and I feel like when a character has a ring in a final season, that's like, oh, she's gonna find the ring, and he'll be dead or whatever.
Yeah.
Where's Robin? She doesn't get on this poster.
Nope. I've heard theories about maybe it's Robin. There's a
they better not fucking title. Do that to me. They better not
They've
do that
been.
to me.
I will be fucking pissed. But they've given her a lot of screen time this season. They've given her a lot of development. There is a radio-centered episode title. I think it's episode 7, maybe. Or 6. I think it's 6.
Oh, yeah.
I would not put it past them.
I
didn't think that in part 1 or like prior to part 1, but now that like some of this stuff has come out, I'm like, I could see it.
You know who I think they are going to kill off? I think they're going to kill off Murray.
Murray's dead. Yeah, Murray's dead. Easiest death of the show.
I imagine Linda Hamilton's character is probably going to die.
That's fine. I don't care about
what if they pull off a volume 3 of Guardians where nobody goes, and it's just like the cost of all this is that they're not all going to be together anymore.
Yeah.
Like Elle and Mike go their ways. Jonathan like ends up being the one that writes the novel of Stranger Things by Will Myers.
Mm-hmm.
It all happened one night in Hawkins, Indiana.
Yeah.
And like, I really like, and again, it's so many ways that they can like really. Again, I don't want Robin or Steve to go, because Robin has just been built up as much as Steve, to the point I told you guys, if we had said goodbye to the kids, the main kids, the OG ones, a while back, and focused on Robin, Steve, Nancy, and Jonathan, I would have been okay. Be like, all right, let's go with the adults now, with the older kids. But if they take away Steve, man, that's gonna just break Dustin. I don't want Dustin that broken.
Cody with a $5 super chat. That ring might actually be Hopper's to give to Joyce.
Maybe
that would be sad and poetic at the same time. Be like,
that would be tragic, but yeah.
I think, and this is kind of a weird comparison. These are people, not like it's a different dynamic for sure. I'm not comparing 11 to an animal, obviously, but I think there could be a similar ending to like How to Train Your Dragon, where 11 doesn't die, but she has to leave. Like, she has to go away. And then maybe in the epilogue, it's them, like, reuniting after all these years when they're, like, in their 20s or whatever, something like that. But, so it has the sense of sadness, but it ultimately ends in happiness.
I agree with the Organized Chaos. That's been my favorite. Besides Robin, Steven and Dustin's brotherhood. I call it brotherhood, not friendship. Brotherhood, I love.
Sorry, I had to throw off the headphones so Darren didn't spoil that movie for me.
Oh.
Which movie?
How to Train Your Dragon.
I still haven't seen the Dragon movies.
Oh my god. We got a few people in the chat. We got Taj here. I see Phil's here. I see Bob is here in the chat. Good to see all you guys here.
The Builder.
Guys.
Yes, Bob the Builder.
Bob of the burger variety? I'm kidding.
But I am pumped. I'm really hoping. I really dug Volume 1. I really hope Volume 2 is just as strong, if not stronger. And then, God help us with the finale.
I hope that we see a time jump where they actually just look like themselves. So it's like the time jump happens and it's just them as themselves, like now. Like, I think that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, and like I don't know about y'all. So is anybody here gonna go watch in theaters? Because I think I might have to be at home, react to it the first time, and then my second viewing, I'm gonna go to the theaters for that.
There's no way my theater's doing it. They don't like to do shit.
I've already got tickets for the theater.
My local theater does not have, like, there are AMCs around me, but they're within an hour drive because where I'm at, it's like, again, a resort area. So there's a lot of like mom and pop businesses, and we have theaters owned by one franchise around here. And it's all like dine-in, high-end type stuff. They don't do any of these like special events or anything like that. So it really sucks. I don't know why. Maybe the barrier of entry for them is too high. Maybe there's some loops they got to jump through.
And that day we're gonna be doing a stream, or at least we presume all of us we're gonna be doing a stream. So it's like, how the hell are we gonna like watch it, and then are we gonna talk about it, or are we not gonna talk about it?
Yeah.
It's like, oh man,
yeah, it's pretty crazy because it's classified as a special event because it's coming out in theaters, and a lot of people might be waiting to watch it in theaters. So
See, Darren, look, I'm not the only one. Taj hasn't seen him either.
Got some super chats here. $5 super chat from Lone Wolf. So we are getting The Boys, Invincible, and Daredevil all around the same time next year. Yeah. Sweet. Eric milk the reviews or make shorts per episode.
So what you mean is we're getting one good show?
Which one?
Fuck off.
Which one?
And it won't be Daredevil.
Oh,
yes, it will be.
Oh,
actually, it probably will be.
It will be Daredevil.
Daredevil's the only one I'll be watching, but hopefully it's better than last season.
Well, I will probably, I don't remember if I mentioned this on stream or off stream, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm bringing back my rant and reviews, but they will be 3-minute shorts because I feel like I can get all my thoughts in per episode in 3 minutes and then save the longer discussions for the live streams. So that's what I plan on doing.
So 3 minutes of playtime?
Yeah, pretty much.
I got to cover Invincible and Daredevil. I'm a huge Invincible fan.
I might cover everything in 2026 just as shorts. It would be really easy because I could sit down here and StreamYard and make them.
Ronan, Robert Kirkman's not going to send you a love letter.
I'm not asking for a love letter. I just want just deliver on season 4, man. Because you just cast Lee Pace as Thrag. That's like, that shit better fucking.
No, I mean I watched like a season and a half of Invincible. I'm like, okay, I'm done. And then I got halfway through season 3 of The Boys. I'm like, all right, I'm done.
It's funny you should mention Lee Pace. I was just telling somebody about Pushing Daisies the other day. Someone never saw Pushing Daisies, but you gotta watch that show.
Can we bring up Cody's comment just like really quickly?
Yeah, let me see. Quick here.
I've seen that rolling around as well.
Ooh.
I don't know if they can though. I mean, I guess they could, but then that pushes back Vision Quest to most likely 2027.
Yes, yeah. The TV shows might not affect the movies like that, but it'll definitely affect the other TV shows.
Right.
So it's like, can you? I guess you could, depending on what happens in Doomsday, right? Like, and I guess you could make it a prequel as well if you wanted to. But like,
I will say this: anything connected to this old lineup of stuff probably has to air prior to Doomsday.
Yeah.
Because it can't air in between Doomsday and Secret Wars because I have a feeling Doomsday is going to shake up stuff for that in between time.
And again, like you could make it like Ant-Man style, where it's like before the events of like Infinity War and Endgame. You know, like Captain Marvel was also a prequel where it's like before these events. But I think I would just prefer get everything out. Then you have Doomsday. We have a year off on basically everything outside of maybe a couple, and then going straight into Secret Wars.
So, Lone Wolf,
I thought you might want to respond to this, Jake.
Yeah, I was actually typing it, but then you brought it up. So I like Jensen on the show. I think he plays a good character. I just stopped like a year plus ago whenever I was watching the show because I was watching it in the middle of summer. I just stopped like 5 episodes into the season, and I just never went to pick it back up. That's really all there is to it.
I'm intrigued by Vault Rising. I'm intrigued by Vault Rising, the prequel series. So We'll see how that goes.
We got some more super chats here.
I will say
yeah,
this: for anybody who thinks that the show The Boys is kind of fucked up, I for season 1 I was like, this is kind of messed up, and I went and I read some more of their comics, and I'm like, oh, this is like 10 times worse. like the books.
The Boys. I'll be honest. I think the Boys show is better than the comics. Personally.
It's Garth Ennis. He did Preacher.
When you look at the material in the books, the show is like kindergarten.
It
compared
is.
to that stuff.
I think the comic book is a much more difficult process to get through.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't read it yet, but all I know is that in Preacher, Garth Ennis put a hayseed and a chicken alone in a barn, and I was like, what the fuck, man?
Yep, that did happen.
Mm-hmm. Big Bang Theory Sheldor here with a $5 super chat says, I could see Hopper dying, honestly. Also, I'm concerned that Netflix will release Harry Potter all at once and Lanterns. Also, The Boys is the best.
So to the Hopper thing, they already did his fake out death.
It's been cop out already, yeah.
They're not going to do that again.
Even this volume, when he was the whole Dynamite stuff, I was just like, if that wasn't going to be it, then
that pissed me off. I think I've talked about this with actually probably a couple times on here, so I apologize, but I think his arc needs to be that he actually lives, right? Is because like his entire thing for the entire show has been like willing to sacrifice himself for everybody at every turn. And I think his arc needs to be like, oh, it's okay if I don't do that. Like, it's okay that I actually do live and I make it out okay and I deal with my grief. So
yeah, it's like for the entire show, like he's been willing to fight to die, but I think he actually needs to fight to try and live.
Yeah, 100%.
Eric, do you have any lists on the docket tonight? Oh, well, wow. Man, someone's ears were burning. Jesus.
All right, this is going to take us into the next topic, but it's a $10 super chat from Columbia Rican. Not to pull away from the current topic, that's quite okay because we're moving. Do you think this merger with Netflix and Warner Brothers, what will it do with the live-action Mass Effect? Me, Andromeda, just looking for a silver lining despite the merger being corrupt as fuck. Well, there's a lot of moving parts with this merger or buyout that seem to be, well, there's a lot of, so first of all, there's the whole Snyder cult thinking that this means they're going to get the Snyderverse back. I don't know what the fuck they're smoking. It's got to be a lot stronger than anything that I've smoked, but it doesn't make any sense. Grace Randolph, although all the details she said weren't accurate, the setup for it, and Joe and I have talked about it here, and I think some other people have talked about it. There's no money in restarting a failed universe that had a bunch of box office flops at the end of its run.
Yeah. There's
no money in that. Not to mention all the controversy around like 90% of the people that were involved with the Snyderverse. Yeah, Henry Cavill is the least problematic, but you're gonna get Jason Momoa to come back after he's accepted Lobo. He comes back as Aquaman. Like, what are we talking about here? Gal Gadot coming back as Wonder Woman after what happened with Wonder Woman 1984 and all the drama surrounding her. Like, I just don't see there's no fight. And we have to remember, this is mostly going to be a financial thing because that's what it is. I don't see any financial reason for them to even think about the Snyderverse while they're taking the shit. Like,
what's so funny is like, and this also would not happen, but what's really funny is that they technically have more financial backings to be like, hey, those CW shows did really well for us. We had those on our network for 10 years. Let's bring those back. That also is not going to happen. I don't want to like try to push an agenda, but they have like written proof on their things. Like, well, these were at the top of the streaming charts for like 10 years straight. People were always watching these.
Even though you got people
shows.
like Campia that want to try and discredit them.
Like, especially for Netflix themselves. Like, you can talk about like the outer stuff or like Warner Brothers as a whole all day, but for Netflix as a streaming service, those shows did very well for them.
Look, some of the other shows like Arrow and Flash don't necessarily make much sense to bring back the way they wrap things up or whatever. But you could bring back Batwoman. That show had a cliffhanger ending. Just bring it back. Javicia is still capable of doing the role. It's only been a couple years.
Well, it was funny that you talked about that because I remember when Stephen Amell was on Rosenbaum's podcast and they said, if they came to you with an offer to do like a limited run on Arrow, would you do it? And he's like, yeah, I would do that. Don't know what sort of story they would do. I mean, it would probably just the thing that I can think of off the top of my head is kind of an expansion of what you saw when he came back in the Flash. Is just like a slice of life Spectre show. That sounds really stupid saying it that way, but it's the only thing I can really think of.
You know what CW show I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
You know what CW show I can see them bringing back as like a limited series event or something, sort of like they did with the Gilmore Girls. I don't think it would be anytime soon. I think it would be years down the road. But I wouldn't be surprised if at some future point they brought Smallville back.
Oh, Smallville?
Those actors are still friends. Welling and Rosenbaum.
Allison Mack is out of jail?
I mean, actually...
They've tried to relaunch it in some kind of animation. I could see them being like, you know what? Let's bring this back and do like a.
Why would you want to bring back mediocrity?
Oh,
I could see it. Ooh. I mean, listen, I could actually see it though because they have been trying. They pitch that show once a month. It feels like Michael Rosenbaum, Tom Welling. They keep coming back and they keep saying not now, not now, not now. I could see in a couple years where they're looking for new DC stuff to pitch to Netflix or whatever the heck is happening with the new branch of DC. Listen, there is proof of concept because they do have the podcast that does well on YouTube. That podcast does bring in numbers each week.
Oh, the Talkville thing?
Talkville brings in decent numbers. So they could be like, sure, cheap little animated show that lasts a couple seasons, go for it. I just think right now we are in a stage of uncertainty all around with just this entire brand, and I don't want to speculate on it too much right now because we don't even know if it's going to Netflix yet, right? It could still, there's still a bunch of possibilities here, but any show that's currently ongoing or coming up, they may not last tomorrow, right? Mergers are very famous for shows not making the merger, shows not making the jump to other studios or every owners. We literally just saw this with Paramount with the Skydance merger. The Dexter original Sin series was picked up for a season 2. They were good to go. They were ready to film. And when the merger happened, it was canceled. They were done with it. So anything that's in development right now that we know is coming, just prepare for the potential that may not be the case in a year's time.
Yeah.
Just putting it out there for people.
All right, so we have this news here. For anybody that's wondering about the whole Netflix WB buyout situation, it's gotten a lot more complicated. So Louise here says the WB saga is far from over. A lot of fight will go on over this telenovela, paralyzing the industry. Paramount won't allow Netflix to get away with WB so quickly, launching a hostile takeover evaluated at $108 billion to leave Zaslav no other choice other than selling the mountain. However, there is a lot of stuff you still have to do, even when a lot of money is presented on the table. I appreciate Louise's reporting, but it's a lot more nuanced than that. So let's take a look at what's going on so far. So Netflix agreed to buy Warner Brothers Discovery studio and streaming assets, not HBO, none of the TV networks, just the studio and streaming assets. And a transaction reported at around $82.7 billion enterprise value. So that's not cash, it's enterprise value, which is very important here compared to what we're doing with Warner Brothers. Paramount launched a hostile all-cash takeover for all of Warner Brothers Discovery, not just assets and streaming, the whole shebang. This is HBO Max, everything, right? Pricing the bid at $30 per share and valuing the company at roughly $108 billion. And there we go. That is the number that I said was probably going to come up sooner than later. I was kind of shocked that we didn't see it originally with Netflix, but here we have the $108 billion. It says this is a high-stakes fight between bidders, political scrutiny, union pushback, and antitrust questions. So Paramount, they launched this all-out cash tender bid directly to Warner Brothers, $30 a share. So this is being paired as superior value and a lengthy multinational regulatory fight because it is all cash. However, what they did not say or haven't talked about publicly is they don't actually have the cash. Paramount doesn't have it. what they're doing is they're getting a bunch of loans directly from people like Citibank, a bunch of other financial organizations, dark money from investment funds that have it's not one person, they're used for political activism. Even Saudi Arabia is pitching money in to get to this $30 a share bid here, right? And what makes it hostile is they did not officially approach Paramount to negotiate. This has been a public offer directly addressed to the shareholders. That's what a hostile takeover is. They're not doing this through the right way. They're doing it over top of that. The reason why they're doing this is because since it is all cash and it comes from actual people giving them money, they're not going to go directly to them and challenge them, paper to paper. Because the Netflix deal is still a much more reliable deal because it's enterprise value. It's not cash on the table. Now, Paramount did say they emphasize that this would be good for them, good for Warner Brothers, because they're going to release 30 theatrical films a year. That's what they say. Operational pledges to soothe, like pledges to not fire people, essentially, to soothe the theatrical concerns. They also say that Middle Eastern backers will forego governance rights to reduce national security objections. That's pretty crazy. Why would a foreign government want to be involved with the purchase of an entertainment studio? Why would they want to do that? Why would this foreign government that's been buddy-buddy with Trump all of a sudden want to do that?
It's like the reverse of the tariffs conversation at the start of the year.
Yeah. So what I'm saying to you guys is Netflix isn't the best option. However, Netflix would not turn the company into a propaganda company.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's not a good position here at all.
No,
there's no winning.
There's no winning, okay?
No.
Netflix has stood behind its agreement, issued the acquisition announcement, and they have not publicly walked away. The company is positioned as committed to closing the deal through the planned separation and regulatory process. Again, remember David Zaslav was promised he would keep his position whether they separated pieces or not? He's not affected by this one way or the other. And his money is locked in. He's going to get paid what he's going to get paid no matter which way the deal goes.
Yeah.
However, he would be working directly for Paramount if it's an all-out buy. Whereas in this situation, if they're buying assets and certain things, he doesn't have to oversee it, but he still gets the money for overseeing it because he would still be on at Discovery, still getting ancillary money, contractual money through the buyout with Netflix.
That still wouldn't affect him either way.
No, it would affect him in one way. If Paramount buys out the whole company, he would work directly for Paramount.
Well,
he would have to work for them.
Right, but he would still be getting a guaranteed pay.
Yes, but he would get the guaranteed pay even if he wasn't working directly for Netflix.
Right.
So it's actually a better deal for him if he took the Netflix deal because he wouldn't have to do as much. It says that Warner Brothers Discovery's board acknowledged Paramount's offer but reaffirmed its support for the Netflix transaction. The board says the Netflix deal is in the company's and shareholders' best interests despite the competing tender. And what they mean by that is the Netflix deal is all based on possible monies that are locked into like firms and deals and things like that. With Paramount, it is a bunch of money that they don't know where it's coming from. They have no idea where it's coming from. So they don't know what that would look like from the perspective of who's pulling the shots, who's telling us what to do, who is our actual boss if we sell to Paramount.
Yeah, the uncertainty of that would probably dissuade them from doing it.
Now, Trump publicly warned the Netflix Warner deals could be a problem because of the market share and competitive concerns, saying he'd be involved in the federal review. Why the fuck is the president involved in the FTC's federal review of objective regulations? Why the fuck would the president be involved in that? I mean, I can answer the question. It is rhetorical, but I can answer because he wants to turn it into his company. He wants to be able to pull the strings on it and do all the things he wants to do. Typically, presidents don't get involved in this stuff. The FTC exists to regulate this based on actual guidelines. You don't need someone else chiming in to have anything to do with this unless you've got some ulterior motive to be there. Trump has no reason to be involved in these talks at all.
It's really sad how desperate David Ellison is. Like, it is really, really sad. I don't think there's anybody more desperate than him currently.
What's so funny, I think, is like Netflix now has the opportunity, after the week they've had of negativity over this deal, they do now have the opportunity to look like fucking heroes, right? If like they do get the deal and they close it and they come out and being like, no, we're actually going to keep all of our movies in theaters for all 45 days or whatever, they're now the heroes. Now they are not the studio that ruined the movie industry. They've saved it. They have saved Warner Brothers and this, and like they have, like, if they are smart, if their PR system is smart, they will turn this to their advantage. They will use this entire opportunity. I don't know. I do think it is ultimately, though, like one of those, like, you're not winning with this. Like, there isn't necessarily a good. I mean, buyouts are never good. I see so many people online being like acting like it's a game show. Like it's who's going to get it? It's like, yeah, thousands of people are losing their jobs either way. Like it's never a good thing.
This is the first good year they've had in a minute. So I've said this once, I've said it a dozen times. They should not have sold.
Well, but Jake, you have to remember their good year is also a lot of like smoke and mirrors, like selling things off for tax cuts, dropping things off the schedule to make money off the rebates and things like that. Canceling shows so they don't have to pay health care for people. The reason why they're so profitable is because they've also been very shady in doing that as well.
Yeah.
So I'm aware of that. What I'm just talking about is when you look at just what their products have been grossing, it's been a good year for them when they haven't had that in a minute.
Yeah, no, and I agree with you on that one. I'm just saying that I think from the shareholders' perspective, they care more about every dollar that's being accounted for, which would be everything that they've done to try and like save money.
That's pretty
so.
clear.
What are we watching out for? There is a silver lining to this. I don't think that Paramount is going to win, but let me explain to you why. But we have to get through this first. So what could Warner Brothers do to prevent Paramount from having a hostile takeover and souring the deal? Well, they could do something like a poison pill situation, right? Where they change the value of the stocks, give a discount on the stock buyouts for shareholders so that it lowers the value of those stocks, meaning that they get a deal if they if they push this through because of Netflix, but not if it's Paramount. They could do something like that. This could escalate. We could see the bids go up. Netflix could offer more money if they wanted, and Netflix could, because it's just all about their valuation. It's not about actual cash, so they could raise the money up if they want. We have regulatory stuff we have to deal with. We don't know what that's going to look like. The union still has to chime in on this. They could strike over this whole situation, and then we have the Trump White House stuff that could spiral into something pretty awful for them. So here we go. Let me see. I've got the list here. Okay, so here's what I have found to be the most likely outcome based on all the stuff I've done this afternoon looking it up. So Warner Brothers board is probably going to stall this a little bit. We're not going to see any movement in this for a while. We're going to see the numbers go up. They're not going to say yes or no to anybody at the moment. Regulators will then stall, possibly because they don't want Netflix to win. So that's going to take some time. They're going to keep doing that. Then the financing gets shaky for Paramount. Because the longer this goes on, the less likely their money donors are going to continue to give them that money. Because they want to give them that money now to get this done. Once things get a little sketchy and people start stalling, the people providing money are going to get nervous. So what happens is Paramount's offer either collapses or it changes into a friendlier deal. Less money done without any cash on hand, right? So Paramount's all-out cash looks strong on paper until interest rates hits, foreign money scrutiny comes into play, political blowback. All of that's going to come out because that's why they're going to stall. And again, that financing isn't just sitting around waiting. It dies if confidence dies. Now, the reason why this is most likely, from what I could find, is we've got 4 other incidents to look at. Comcast trying to take over Disney in 2004, died under pressure. The Sinclair Tribune 2018 was choked out by regulations. The AT&T Time Warner 2016 to 2018, it dragged on and it eventually died because it was dragged on for 2 years. Viacom CBS merger, there was like years of boardroom drama, restructuring chaos, and the same thing happened. They did not go with the higher deal. So no matter what happens, shareholders are going to win, but everybody else loses. Like Darren was saying, jobs are going to get slashed, theatrical releases are going to get cut, regardless of what Paramount says. Streaming is going to get more expensive because there's going to be less competition, which is the only thing really keeping them down right now, is the fact that there's other services with a better price point. Creative control is going to shift to some major company. News and information, I saw somebody in the chat talking about this. News portions, newsrooms for these particular companies are extremely fragile. Extremely fragile. Because what happens is if people are buying into this, they're not just buying into it because they want to see Superman, they want to see Henry Cavill back as Superman. They're buying into it because they want control over the narrative, and that's going to happen through the news outlets. That's where you're going to see it happen the most. So right now, it looks like, from what I can find, the Netflix deal lives longer because of the way it's structured. They have credibility with the regulators. It's either going to get regulated, shrunk down, or delayed to hell. However, it doesn't seem likely that Paramount is going to win this, based on everything I found. Does anybody have any counters for that, or are you just going to go with the research that I did? Do you think Paramount's going to win? I mean, anybody can give their opinion, but I've done a lot of digging today, and I didn't see any case where this happened where the other company won outright. It seems like most of the time it falls through.
I really... It just... Imagine... Please don't... I don't want to jinx it. I just... Either way, it's going to be just dread for the next few months. And... Yeah. It must be hell right now working in the street because you don't know what's going to happen, especially if you're under the gun behind these two pillars. Yeah, I'm not sure. I really don't know, and I'm not gonna say more because I don't want to jinx stuff.
Does anybody else have any opinions about this? Would you prefer Paramount to win or anything like that? Any thoughts on it, Joe?
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm rooting for Netflix now. I'm a big theater enthusiast, and you know, it's kind of funny. I actually said the other day, looking at social media, everyone except one group of people is against this Netflix deal. The cinema lovers, the theater people who love the theater experience, they're upset because it's bad for theaters. People who collect physical media are upset because Warner Brothers isn't going to be putting out Blu-rays if Netflix is in charge. Everything's going to go right to Netflix. So they're upset. All the MAGA people are upset because Netflix is too woke. The only people I see that are happy are the Snyder Bros, and they're going to be pissed as soon as they find out that Netflix is not bringing him back. So soon it will be everybody. But it's a nightmare scenario with like what we're hearing about, like the CNN changing to be more friendly to Trump. Like, I mean, it's a nightmare scenario.
They already got somebody in there that speaks for that side of it. And it's just like I heard someone say, and I think probably someone in the comments said as well, that Netflix is the lesser evil of the two. And it's just like,
and also the truth is Netflix can change. Because the current CEO, Ted Sarandos, he wants shorter windows, things like that. Mm. But is he going to be CEO forever?
No.
I mean, if they have to exist, they have to respect existing contracts. And if movies are making money in theaters for Warner Brothers, and he's like, shorten those windows, and the board's looking at this and going, why? We're making money.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
I think if he would change on the drop of a dime and be like, oh yeah, all these directors and people are afraid of us destroying the experience. Guess what? Yeah. We're gonna push for it, even though we see the details from their perspective that we're losing money. But we're gonna go for it, and we're gonna prove that we do believe in the theater experience. And if they come back out and they're like, oh yeah, we kept the theaters going, not just on the theaters we own, but on every other mom and pop theater, AMC, the big theatrical runs. I'll tell you this. this upcoming CinemaCon should be interesting. And I told y'all the one of my most anticipated movies of next year is the Cliff Booth movie. From the get-go, when they started filming, they kept saying that one is the biggest push they're gonna have for more extended time in theaters. We'll see if they keep their word, and we'll see if that was just BS or just smoke in the mirrors. Because that's the only way I could see them. Like me believing them is that they actually commit to, like, no, don't just rely on people's phones and TVs at home. Stick with the theater experience, and we will show up. I just told you guys, I own both Volume 1 and Volume 2 of Kill Bill. I happily paid money to go see in the big screen.
You're saying they would say something that ends up being a BS statement? I'm shocked.
Here's an idea that I think, and I'm not a business guy, so maybe this is actually a terrible idea. I don't know how this would work for money-wise. But do a new tier. Netflix, make a new money tier. They love their money. They love their thing. Have a new tier that is just called, like, moviegoer or whatever. And if you are subscribed to this tier, you can go into the theater and watch that movie for free because you're paying that monthly fee for them. So if you have to do this, where it's like, oh, if you're paying the $30 extra a month for Netflix or whatever, you can go see Superman for free. You don't have to pay for your ticket or something like that. Like, I think that could kind of work. Like, I think you're right, Ronan. Like, and to kind of combine what I was saying earlier to you. Like, they can be the heroes. Like, if they are like, this is how we've been doing it for years, but we're changing because we're now not just Netflix. We're not just Netflix anymore. There's an entire new ecosystem. And, like, you can still do this shit with your Stranger Things and your Wednesdays and your shit like that. But I do think when it comes to, like, your Batman Part 2 and your Dune 3, I think they have to realize, well, we can't treat that as we would, like, Knives Out. Like you have to treat these things differently. And I hope they realize that, and I hope they're like, physical media. Start opening up, like, Netflix stores that allow you to go buy these physical medias in these stores or these sections of stores. I want to be able to buy my 5-season box set of Stranger Things on DVD. Like, I think you need to start doing some of that stuff, and I think if you do, the reception of Netflix will change. Like, you do not want to be known as the guy who killed cinema. You don't want that to be you.
I will commit right now to Titseranos and anybody watching Netflix. If you start opening up these, like, Netflix gift shops where they sell physical media and promoting it across the board the way Hot Topic or Funko's been doing, I will happily apply to work there and will spend money at that store to buy my physical media. I will happily do so.
The only bad thing, I think, to Darren's point that I could see coming out of that is, I'm sure there are a number of people out there. So on the one hand, I can see what you're getting at, because it would keep, quote unquote, movie theater prices consistent for those people in that tier. Like, it would be the same thing every month, regardless of whatever they're seeing. But also, you would have people, and, like, this would very clearly happen. You would have people that would, like, BS their way through a subscription just to get into a free screening, and unfortunately, that's a problem I feel like you'd run into.
Or they could put it so that you have to either be like a new subscriber or somebody that's had it for a long time. They could do that. I mean, there had to be a way to regulate it, but it would be tough, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. I want to point out that the 30 theatrical releases a year is a little excessive, I think.
A little bit.
Because they would be competing with themselves like every other week.
Yeah.
So I love that that Paramount's like, oh yeah, we're going to put out 30 movies, but that's not going to be good for film because you're going to be oversaturating the market. You need, like, these movies need like 2 to 3 weeks of breathing room, but and you're going to be pairing them up against each other. Because think about this: 30 Warner Brothers movies and how many Paramount movies? Like, you're going to be stepping on your own toes at that point.
I figured it was 30 in like total, but it's 30. That's just
that was just in the deal for the bid for Warner Brothers.
That's too much. Because like I was thinking that was like Paramount and Netflix together, or Paramount and Warner Brothers together.
That's still tight though. Even if it's 30, that's still tight. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't give, like, 30 weeks is like what, 58% of the release window of the year. So you're talking about like less than 2 weeks each movie has to breathe before another movie comes in to cover it up.
Hey, I got to get going.
Okay.
But I will say this before I go. The way things are going at Paramount right now, I am very concerned for my beloved Star Trek franchise. I think, I hate Chris Gore. But he just announced he's doing the funeral for a franchise for Star Trek, like he did with Star Wars. I think this might be the right one time where he's on the money, but not for the reasons he thinks he is.
Yeah. Okay. Well, have a good night, Joe. We'll chat with you later.
All right.
Yeah, I saw the chat there. I was going to give him a moment. Also, I want to say that, it's really sad to see that the political space that we're in has become so overbearing that we cannot even just have like TV and media without having to deal with this.
Right. I wish that stuff would just be kept separate from entertainment.
I want to point out, and Darren, I know you want to say something, but I want to point out quickly that when they were saying that wokeness and all that was taking over movies and TV shows, it wasn't anything like this. There was no massive billionaire buyout of studios to turn them woke or to push woke messaging or any of that. They just complained about movies that Disney made. You know what I mean? Oh, every Disney movie is this, that, and the other. That we never saw anything like this. We literally have a company with Paramount looking to foreign investors to come up with dark money to buy out a legacy studio. There's nothing like this, directly like this, that we've ever seen when it comes to political messaging. So it is different. I just want to point that out. So Darren, what were you going to say?
No, I just I don't really know, to be honest. Like I feel like it used to be this big thing where it's like, oh, like we can talk about politics and still be friends, or like, we can agree to disagree. But I think just like too much has changed. I think it's too involved. I think there's too much like morality on the line when it comes to politics now. And again, like we talked about this like about a year ago at this point, Eric. But like we said, I said at the beginning of the year, it's going to be very hard to talk about our favorite movies and TV shows and not get a little political. And it got so much worse than I possibly could have imagined. I thought like, oh, Homelander's a little bit like a blank person, a little bit like this, and we'll have to reference it. This is like, oh no, like to talk about the entertainment industry, we literally have to talk about the White House.
Yeah.
And that is a line I really wish we didn't dive into.
I want to remind everyone that I said this earlier. I didn't have to talk about Trump at all during the first term when it comes to entertainment, because it wasn't like this. This is a different level of like intrusion into our personal lives. Our federal government should not be this involved with our day-to-day life.
Yeah.
Should not be. It is unhealthy.
They don't give a shit about any one person's day-to-day life.
So I hate that I have to do it, but now everybody was like, oh, Eric, why did you start a second channel to talk about this culture stuff when you could have just kept doing what you were doing and ignoring it? I guess it looks a little stupid now, considering I saw the writing on the wall like 3 years ago when I started the Debunks channel.
And it's like, listen, people, why are we always gotta talk about this? Like, people don't realize this. It has never been this ridiculous, embarrassing, and dangerous outside of nuclear threat in the 60s and the 80s and all that stuff. Like, again, there's been a lot of normalization of stuff that should be simple, unethical stuff, simple stuff to label as disrespectful, unpatriotic. And as a kid, I had my issues about patriotism because, people forget the scars of the past and all this stuff. And like, again, I'm not trying to make it about me, but like, I have to look over my shoulders every day because I don't know what's gonna happen. I told the boys, I'm like, if you don't hear from me, like, don't be surprised if it's so and so if this happens. And I hope one day things get better, so I don't have to worry too much about that. I stopped taking my pulse on stuff because sadly history tends to repeat itself in different manners. I hope one day I don't have to worry too much about this stuff. But in my 20s and 30s and possibly in my 40s, I'm gonna have it's we're effed. We are effed. You know, I always joke people, talk about the X-Men. The X-Men are so woke. I'm like, the day the X-Men are no longer relevant, I think even the X-Men creators and contributors to be like, okay, we finally learned our lesson. The people behind Andor, they weren't really aiming to like speak about what's happening in the times. It's just that they look at history and they're like, okay, well, when people tend to do this, this, and this, and say this, this, and this tends to happen. And in some avenues like this, it helps us deal with it. I've told you guys how much Andor helped me deal with a lot of stuff. How much X-Men 97 helped me deal with a lot of stuff. It's just I don't have to tell everybody about it all the time. But like, if we don't talk about it, A, we'll go mad, and B, we're planting our heads in the sand. Now, I'm not telling everybody here and everybody who's watching that we have to talk about it day and night, but we can't ignore it. It's getting ridiculous every day, and it's getting dangerous every day.
The reason why people called those IPs and other ones in a similar vein, the reason why they called them woke or dismissed them, said, oh, this is just propaganda and agenda. I'm going to go ahead and say this right now. You guys can harp on me for this statement however you want. The reason why they called those products like Andor and X-Men 97 woke and all the other labels that you can think of is because those shows had conversations that people weren't ready to have.
No, I agree with that.
When I hear people complaining about Star Wars and how much it's never been like this before, I always love to have. I should have shared, have it saved, linked up. But there's literally an interview not too long ago between George Lucas and James Cameron, and James Cameron literally flats out asked him. It's a very, the rebels are, we'd be labeled as terrorists, and the Empire as the authoritarianism. Like, were you thinking about Vietnam? And George Lucas flat says yes. He says yes. I was thinking about Vietnam. He said, I don't know if he said in the interview, but at one point they shot a scene for A New Hope where he says, I'm not waiting for the Empire to draft me in. And it's just like, this was in 1977. You're telling me this is not, it's been there. It's just that the lightsabers and whoosh and the music covered too much for a lot of people. And I love it, but it didn't cover me up. Even as a kid, the prequels, I'm like, okay, I know who he's throwing a jab at.
And that was one of the best things about Andor is like you actually got to see, the spectacle was still in the world, but you got to see how it affected the everyday person and the stuff that they had to deal with.
One of the most beautiful and sad things I heard from when Andor was coming out, and I'm not going to spoil it, but there's an episode where someone gives a speech in a big room. And I'll never forget that somebody said that, like, I wish people in politics behave like this person more. It would make me have more faith in the times we're at right now. And I'm just like, coño.
Yeah. I remember you go back to like 2020, 2021. I said every time I was live, I would tell this to Paige, do not bring up politics, right? I didn't want to talk about politics. And the thing is, I knew a little bit about politics, but over the last 2 or 3 years, I've done a lot more research and I've started becoming more aware of everything, especially like local politics, local elections and things like that. I've become more aware of it because I feel like we've lived in an era where there's so much ignorance around this stuff. And I can't educate people on it because I'm not in a position to do that, but I'm looking things up myself. I'm trying to be aware of these things myself. And I think everybody should do it. If you don't want to dive into federal politics, please, on a local level, look into your local politicians and offices and things like that. It's really, really important. That's the only thing that's going to prevent the federal government from like controlling your lives.
Because even if you don't, and I'm not saying you have to have like a degree in pursuing politics and whatnot, but having just a baseline knowledge of how politics in your backyard work is really going to help you.
I think so. It's one of the things I was glad as a kid I was aware of stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Local politics just isn't as sexy. That is true. But it is more important for your day to day than all the other stuff. All right, we're gonna do some super chats and then we're gonna look at the Supergirl stuff. Tonight's topic is going to be 3 worst TV shows of all time. So TV shows that you consider to be the worst of all time. And we're gonna do the wheel spin thing instead of doing, we can get through it quicker that way. Pick 3 and we'll all get a chance to do it. Here we go.
Death back.
Yes, for this. $2 super chat from Sheldor for Darren. Please watch Star Trek. LOL.
No, I was kidding. Someday.
He'll get to it someday.
Yeah, he'll watch Star Trek when I watch the Dragon movies.
I want Darren to be fluent
so
in
much more
Klingon.
work.
Oh, that'd be good. That would be
What?
good.
What, Darren?
That's so much more work on my part, Jake. You have 3 movies. I have fucking 1,000 episodes.
It is.
I
it's a
mean,
lot.
I mean, there's 4 movies
Hold on.
by now, but aren't there like a shit ton of TV shows connected to that?
That is
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's like one show that had like 3-4 seasons, another that had 7, another that had 7, another that had 7. These were back when there were like 23 episodes per season. And then we have at least 4 that have 10 episodes. Then we have probably about, I would say, almost 20 movies. And then the animated series. Like, yeah, it's pretty daunting to get into Star Trek if you're going to try and watch all of it. I will say, if you just watch the movies, you'll get enough of it that you don't need, like the three films that came out in 2009 and up.
Wrath of Khan, The Undiscovered Country, and Star Trek Beyond, my opinion. Watch those 3 and you should be good.
Undiscovered Country, is that 4?
6.
6, okay. Because I remember.
I mean, listen, it's taken me about 3 years to get through only 7 seasons of Doctor Who.
You're probably not going to start anything new till you finish Doctor Who.
Yeah, maybe after, but even then, me and my mom are talking about after Doctor Who, we might do Stargate, which is kind of the
Stargate's really
same
good. The Stargate's good too.
We'll see.
Stargate has 3 shows to watch and a movie. Actually, there's 3 movies because there's 2 movies based on the TV shows. So
and there's a new show coming out, so I might be like, well, there's something that I don't know. We'll see.
We got a $5 super chat from Lone Wolf. Saw Austin Burke predictions. He said L or Will. Oh, this is about Stranger Things. Steve, if they want to hit our heartstrings, but Joyce would be a good plot twist and unexpected.
Oh,
I don't know about
I could see
Joyce.
Joyce.
Would be rough.
that
I
would
could see
be
it being
devastating.
You think it could be Joyce? You think so?
I think it could 100% be Joyce.
That would be so
It's
rough.
either
though.
Joyce or Jonathan, not both. I think one of them dies, but not both of them.
I think Jonathan would be the clear candidate out of those 2.
Yeah. So L or Will? I think L is a safe option if you're going to pick the OG kids, only because L seems the one that might have to sacrifice herself for everything. But Will, I don't think so. Will has been.
He's been a plot device for this.
Yeah, I don't want that to happen. But
I will stand by it. I think if you have to watch season 1, Finding Will, season 2, Finding Normalcy, this newest season, Finding Himself, just to kill him off, that's the most depressing show of all time. And I don't think I don't think they want a sad show. I think they want. Yeah.
All right, Columbia Rican here with a $5 super chat. Do you think Saudi Arabia wants to become the next Hollywood? No. I think Saudi Arabia wants to run gambling operations. That's what I think. They want to make the most money they can. They've literally been involved with sports gambling and video game gambling pretty much 100%. Because remember, they just opened Mr. Beast Land and they literally approached Mr. Beast directly. Mr. Beast has a lot of shit going on. I can't dive into all of it, but I don't really like him either. But not because he's not being altruistic a bit with some of his money, but I just don't totally trust him. Is that weird? I think something about him comes off a little untrustworthy, but I don't know. He's done some sketchy stuff. Plus, some of his interactions with people have been a bit sketchy. But I don't think Saudi Arabia wants to become the next Hollywood. If they can find a way to make people gamble on movies, they will do it 100%. And then we have a $2 super chat from Cody. Paramount would quite literally be a monopoly, which is why in any normal scenario, they wouldn't even be. This is why Disney wouldn't bid on Warner Brothers. Disney or Paramount buying Warner Brothers is almost like Disney buying Warner Brothers. The reason why Netflix doesn't seem as big a deal is because Netflix isn't competing with them directly in the theater market. They don't have they don't have regular films that come out that compete with the stuff that's going on at Warner Brothers. That's the only reason why. Paramount is too similar to Warner Brothers. I agree with you, Cody. And then the last one we got before we move to our next topic, Staggervore $4.99. Imagine in an unlikely scenario, Comcast comes in with a surprise bid. I don't think any of the other studios outside of Sony and Apple could beat a $30 a share bid. I think that a lot of the studios are now priced out of this. The only ones left in the game that could do this, from what I remember, is Paramount by borrowing money. Netflix actually has enough to do it outright. Netflix has enough of capital to do it outright. Apple could do it outright, and Sony could do it outright. Those are the three big ones. All the other studios would struggle, and Disney doesn't care. So, I don't know about Comcast. I have to look into it. Let me see. Let me check. I will check quickly if Comcast has enough to buy. All right, let's see what we got here. Look at some numbers. So it looks like Comcast could technically have the resources, but it would be a big risk for them because their current market share is $26. So their market share is lower than Warner Brothers right now.
Mm-hmm.
So they wouldn't have. They'd have to like pull strings and asset swap to do it. $27, I think. Let me look. It's currently sitting at $27.23 a share, which is why they went to $30. That's why Paramount went to 30. They wanted to go higher than what the current market share is.
Yeah.
But like I said, they could do the poison pill thing, and they could offer a discount on market share for the current shareholders, which would price out people.
I wouldn't put that past them at all.
Yeah. Let's see here. Lone Wolf with the $5 super chat says he said it will due to it starting with him and how central he was with Vecna.
He said will.
Oh, will as it. You didn't capitalize it. I was like, is that just a word in there? He said will due to it starting with him and how central he is with Vecna. Yeah.
I mean, I get it. I mean, like I said, like if they really wanted to just close the whole upside down chapter, getting rid of the two, kid characters with the biggest connection to that would be a pretty bold way to do that. Again, I don't 100% think that what I said earlier is going to happen. I think it could.
Okay. Fair enough. Thank you for the super chat, Lone Wolf. I'm trying to find the Supergirl teaser because that's the next thing I want to talk about.
Oh.
Let me see if I can find it. We have that and we have the boys trailer. Those are the two final major topics we have.
I can send it if you want.
Let me see it. It's probably, if I look it up on Twitter, it's probably going to pop up.
Yeah, it's
here it is.
Film.
Yeah, I got it. All right, so we have a teaser for a teaser.
Same thing we got a year ago.
So this is the Supergirl teaser. I also want to pull up some of the comments that are being made about this, specifically from a certain group of fans, so we can kind of dissect it a little bit. But we're gonna watch the teaser here, and I want to hear what everybody thinks. I talked with Darren about it a little bit already, but let's go ahead and we'll talk about it here as well. That's all we got. That's it. And people are feeling a certain kind of way about it. What are your thoughts on this teaser, and when do you think this is going to drop? Just curious.
Thursday. I think Thursday. I dig it. It's only 10, 20 seconds. The best compliment I can give it is that I've had the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow book for a while. Mm-hmm. And because of this, I was like, you know what? Let me see if I can read it before the trailer drops. And I'm already a third of the way done. And the book is fantastic thus far. And just seeing those cannons of that ship, I already know who that ship is. And I'm like,
yep. You're gonna have to let me know what you think when you finish it.
Yeah, I'll probably do a video before the trailer drops, hopefully, and like do a review on it. But like, I've been pumped for this movie. I am a huge fan of I, Tonya, the film. Millie just came in swinging with House of Dragon, and let's just say that the rumors of maybe a particular pop song being used in the trailer from a certain artist, I've been just hearing that artist's music over and over again as I'm reading that book. So this teaser announcement has been doing some work on me. So I'm very pumped to watch the trailer.
Yeah. I love, say what you want about James Gunn and the current era of DC. We can have various opinions on that, but I think on the marketing side they've been killing it. I think they killed it with Superman. I think Peacemaker had decent marketing. And they're already marketing it exactly how they marketed Superman. This time last year we had a teaser for a trailer, and the trailer in December.
Yeah.
And they're going the same route, and it worked for them then, and I think it's going to. I don't know. I think it's gonna hopefully do its job. I don't know. I think I think the marketing needs to be even better for this one, though. Not to go back into what we were already talking about, but June is fucking packed. There's a lot of competition.
Summer is packed.
You have to wow people. This trailer can't come out and we're like, meh, I'll take it or leave it. You need to wow them. People need to be like, I need this movie right now. You need to wow them better than you did Superman. Because Superman already had a little bit of guarantee on it, right? We didn't know it was going to do as well as it did, but we knew people were going to show up for Superman at least a little bit, right? Supergirl does not have that bubble around it. On just it's not as iconic as a character, one. And two, let's just be honest, she's a woman, right? A woman has, in this superhero comic book space, it's harder to sell the audience, and I hate that that's the case, but it is the case. It unfortunately is. So you have to wow people. You have to make people want to come for this.
And I mean, the only movie with her name in it is like one of the most crapped on comic book movies of all time. So like just that history doesn't help there either. But I think that they're definitely on the right track with this movie. And granted, I've made no secret of this. I have been not the biggest fan of Gunn's DC stuff this year, but I do think what's going to happen, especially with the marketing of this movie, and let's just say some trouble that one of the stars got themselves into. Jason Momoa is probably going to be very, very heavy in the marketing for this movie, and you know what? That might be a bit more of a draw to people. And this could end up being like the biggest red herring ever, because they'll probably market him heavy because they can't market the other antagonist right now. So they're probably going to market him heavy, and then maybe he's probably not going to be in the movie a ton. And I'll just say this too. And I think this has already been said, so it's not even really a spoiler. But the character that Lobo is replacing in this movie from Woman of Tomorrow was a completely insignificant character. So people were saying, oh, well, they're making changes. If anything, I think they're doing a better job at it, because not only was the character from Woman of Tomorrow not really significant, but you're also building out and expanding your DC universe a lot more, which, I have my problems with a few of these projects, but I think that's been one of the stronger things about it, was them building out that lived-in DC world.
All right. Well, we have some people talking about this online. Let's take a look at some of these here.
Oh,
please don't tell me. Please don't tell me their last name is Fisher.
No, I haven't looked at. Should I look up his Twitter? Should I? So here we go. Going to the movies goes, no way. That's spray paint in the new Supergirl poster. I know it. You know it. The world knows it. And this is the image.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So this person's not going to the movies.
Apparently not. Yeah. And then you scroll down here, and not to brag, but I can come up with a better story than Gunn. Sniveling Mad Nerd says
not his
here.
story.
And then he shares this stupid poster that goes, Guardians of the Galaxy, copy, and then paste, even though at least 3 of those movies or 3 of those projects have nothing to do with space or anything like the stories from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 or 3. But this is the kind of stuff we
also forget James Gunn's not directing this movie and he's not writing this movie.
It's not the only thing he's involved with is maybe as a producer.
And casting Millie, that was it.
Yeah, this is weird.
Jason.
Yeah.
Like, if you're hating on this, you have to also hate on the comic book, which is one of the most successful, modern comic books of all time, it seems. Like,
when this was announced, this was sold out. Like, it took a while for people to get new prints of it.
Oh, look, people are tagging him and all this stuff.
What the fuck?
It's stupid.
And you Snyder idiots asking why they hate you so much. Yeah, it's just crazy. But then I saw also that a response to this was somebody who's posting it. It's actually crazy that James Gunn is promoting drugs and alcohol misuse in his DC universe.
I'm so glad I don't spend on the internet too long. I'm so glad I don't spend that much time on the internet.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah, Ronan, the things that you repost are a lot better than this.
Oh, yeah. You kidding me?
No, then we have this over here. The DCU has the most boring teasers ever. Keep in mind, this is just a tiny, tiny snap of the trailer to get you excited for the trailer. So it's not even this is not them doing the biggest thing, right? But it says the DCU has the most boring teasers ever. You can't even tell it's from DC. And yet you still have people in the comments saying, oh, hell yeah, this teaser is so awesome. It got me so hyped. It gave me goosebumps. The bar is on the floor for DC.
For them saying DC has the most boring teasers ever.
So that's not factual.
Say tomorrow that trailer or teaser of a teaser comes out from Marvel and we see a green cloak flap into frame. They're going to treat that like it's the biggest thing since sliced bread. And you know that's going to happen.
That's such a weird... Okay, I can kind of, sort of, maybe possibly see the teaser thing, the boring teaser thing, because I do understand the Lanterns one was pretty bad, and that first Superman poster was also not the greatest.
The one where he's
I like it, but I can understand why people don't. I think the part of this that doesn't make sense to me is that you can't even recognize it's DC. They show the Superman, the crests.
Logo,
that is arguably the most iconic symbol outside of the fucking cross. Mind my language. I should not have cursed.
I love you, dude. Yeah.
But
look, right there at the end of the teaser. Is the big ass the Supergirl.
I don't know about that version of it, Darren, but I get your point.
Still,
I would say looking at this version, you would still know what it is.
People see that and it's oh, that's Superman. People know that, or the crest. I know it's technically not Superman, but the same symbol.
On the internet, you could look at
God damn it!
Look out.
Well, we have one more, everybody, and this one is a video clip from someone named Harsh Critic, who I've avoided talking about. But let's see what Harsh Critic has to say here. This is a person that I've not watched their content.
They just brought it up. It said fucking DC Studios on the thing.
Yeah. So, once you start putting out crap movies, people stop showing up. So this is from Wayne Bruce, 73.
Made $1 billion.
Supergirl teaser trailer sucks. All right, cool. # restore the Idiotverse. All right, let's see what he says here.
Can't even hear him.
I think it's better that way.
Yeah, me too.
Well, it's not working. Okay, hold on, let me.
No.
Yeah, no, we can't hear it.
I'm glad you said something because
it's so.
You wouldn't have heard
movies.
this.
We only had one movie.
It's so weird to say this movie sucks. This movie's gonna suck. We've seen nothing from it. We've seen.
All right.
Well,
let's
Darren,
see.
You don't know. This guy might have seen it early.
Well, let's see. Well, a lot of people say they saw the full trailer already. I don't know if this person is one of them or not. But
Okay, yeah, I have seen a couple people say they saw it early.
Here we go.
It sucks for movie theaters because, again, movie theaters is going to have a hard time getting attendance. I mean, it's safe to say that the movie business is going to go down year after year after year if Hollywood don't get it together.
Hey, guess what? You're shit talking it. You're still going to go see it in the theater.
This is so enlightening. I've never heard any of this information before in my life.
First I've heard of it.
I mean, at first I was like, "Oh yeah, he's right. This the Netflix shit is going to affect the movie theaters." I don't think that's what he's talking about, though.
No.
All right, let's see.
And I think they're too far gone. You know, once you start putting out crap movies, people stop showing up.
That's
you hear
just
that?
not true.
Wait, did these studios put out movies?
Darren,
Except Superman. That's the only movie.
I said, look, he's wearing a cross.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, that's just factually incorrect. Like, once you start putting trash movies out, it's too late. Minecraft made $1 billion.
I was just about to say that. People show up for dumb movies all the time. What are we talking about?
Lilo and Stitch. Most people hated that movie. They showed up in spades.
But also, guys, the opposite happens, right? So you have a movie like Thunderbolts that is arguably one of the best Marvel movies in a really long time. It doesn't do great at the box office. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it happens. Like, you could put out the best movie you've ever made and it still might not do well at the box office.
Yeah.
So, but let's see what he's cooking. We got a little bit
that's
more.
been the case for decades.
Yeah. See what else he's got.
And what's the point of showing up when it's going to be on streaming in 4 weeks from?
I will say that is probably the only valid thing he said in this, but that has nothing to do with quality. That has nothing to do with quality. It has nothing to do with how bad the Supergirl teaser is. So that doesn't really, that's not adding to this conversation, but it's a true statement.
Validated, but I also
Original.
would think I would go out of my way as someone who does love going to the movie theaters, even if it's coming out in 4. I saw the Suicide Squad in theaters the day it dropped on HBO, and I didn't care. I was like, no,
Because they released it the same day, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see that in the
I
big
saw it in
screen.
theaters too.
That's part of what
God I
killed it,
did.
though.
Yeah.
No, it did hurt it 100%.
Yeah.
But back then they were taking risks to see what was going to work. Whenever a studio does something new, you don't know if it's going to work or not. That stuff didn't work. That's why they're not doing it anymore because of that reason.
Yep.
So,
and then you got movies that did so bad in the box office, like Fury of the Gods, where it was 2 weeks and then it was taken out of theaters and then thrown onto streaming.
Yeah.
I saw it
4 weeks from the original release.
Sorry.
Like, this is bad for Supergirl because it's just like people gonna be like, oh, you know what? I could just wait because they put Superman out in 4 weeks. I could just wait for Super.
Oh, really? I didn't
not
realize
4
this
weeks.
guy was. I didn't realize this.
It
guy
was not
on,
4 weeks.
It was like 2 months.
Yeah.
I didn't realize this guy was on DC's payroll. Please say more.
Yeah, this is crazy, man. Harsh critic. I mean, like, what a name. I don't even know.
I mean, you know, like, he's not wrong about the theater thing. Like, this has been a problem for a while now. I have friends and family that are like, they like the movies, but it's like, yeah, but I have 3 kids and, you know, we have one job in the family and it's easier to see a movie at home. Like, they are right about that. That is a very real thing.
Yeah, but I don't think that has anything to do with the Supergirl teaser.
No,
right?
No,
the conversation he was having
100%,
was
no.
like he was having a conversation about, like, you know, general movie discourse, and that's fine. You can have your own opinion about that. But putting it in a clip about the Supergirl teaser and saying people are going to show up for shit movies, we don't even know what the movie's going to be like yet. We haven't even seen more than 2 seconds of it. Like, what are we doing? Is that where we are? 2 seconds of a teaser. Worst movie ever. Cancel all the showings. Take it out of theaters and tax write it off now. It's really crazy.
Yeah,
it really is.
Those comments pre-typed, you know it.
Yeah. Okay. So Ronan, you said you have to jump out of here?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. Everybody go check out Ronan's channel. He's gonna get some sleep.
Yeah, I'm gonna put out a bunch of Kill Bill stuff to go watch that. God damn, Darren. Me and Darren are gonna do a Doomsday live stream every day until that trailer drop. I'm kidding.
Let's say what the hell.
I was like, I don't know what Darren you're talking about, but it's not gonna be me.
Take care, y'all. It was good
right,
hanging out with y'all.
buddy.
See you, Space Cowboys. Bye, chat.
Bye.
All right. So what we're gonna do is we have one more thing. We're gonna watch The Boys. Wait, is it like violently restricted?
I actually haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
I've been slacking.
We'll watch it. I don't know if it is or not. I don't know if it's red band or not.
I don't think it's red.
Probably not. You're probably right about that. Wait, hold
Might
on.
be a red band version of it that releases in a day or two.
Yeah. We do have a super chat here. Where it
That was
says,
the same thing you already read.
Oh, right. Never mind. I want to make sure I have everything. All right, we're good. We're good. What I wanted to do is I wanted to give the options for our 2 polls right now. So we did hit the goal in the Reloaded channel. So you're going to be selecting from these 5 options. Make sure you guys vote on it. Top 5 standout scenes in superhero films. So, and you said you specified like best, right? You wanted best standout scenes. Okay. Top 5 comic book castings with wasted potential.
Okay.
You want to expand on that, Jake? Because it is your option.
Oh, just ones where you only got to see the actor play the character in a small amount of time, or you got like an introduction to them, and then there was the promise of more, and then we never got more.
Okay, gotcha. I got what you're saying.
Or maybe someone that was really well cast but suffered from poor writing, so it could really go multiple directions.
All right. Top 5 worst acting in movie/TV shows is one of the choices.
Can we just say the entire Sony Spider-Man list verse?
Whatever you want. You
No.
get a choice of that. Or I should say top 5/top 3 because sometimes it's 5, sometimes it's 3. But honorable mentions usually end up in 5 anyway. Top 5 best superhero costumes of all time is one of them. So
yeah, I already made my list for that one.
yeah. So we'll see if that one comes up. All right. Over on the Debunks channel, we are 3 out of 5 super chats. So 2 more super chats of any tier will get us to this. And if we reach the goal over there tonight, you get to choose between a bonus stream on a weekend, ranking the Chud stream. So we'll do a tier list of all of the channels I've looked at, and we're going to rank those. I'm going to do, could be a movie review of Rogue Elements, which is the Critical Drinkers movie. I've never done a movie review of that, so I might do that. Or Chud Outrage Greatest Hits list. So look at the top 5 biggest things they've complained about, and I will rank them into a list of 5.
To Darth's question, I personally haven't played it yet. I really want to because I think it looks great. And then the Jaybirds thing, she was in there twice. One time you saw her behind glass and Tara Strong did ADR of her voice, and then you saw the actual actress do a voice in a deleted scene, and then that's it.
Yeah. So here Jason says, from today, Australia, social media, YouTube, including YouTube, is banned for under 16 years old. Meaning if you're under 16 and you try to enter your age in, it won't let you access certain things. I want to put it this way, though. I remember when I was under the age of 16, I wanted to do something. I would just lie about stuff. So,
people have been doing that. You see 10-year-olds with Facebook accounts out there. So
now I do know that there are some systems, like not all of them, but some of them will include some sort of ID check or something like that. But if your parents just want you to use the phone, and they're like, "I want you to be able to scroll endlessly on YouTube Kids," they'll enter their ID in, and then you'll be able to access it.
16 feels very high. I don't know. I can get to a point, but I think if you're 16, you should be allowed on YouTube. I don't know.
I want to say this. I think the issue is websites like Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, they're not moderating properly.
Yeah.
That's the issue. They have all of these organizations actually pushing propaganda now. Before, people were saying, oh, they're pushing propaganda. It wasn't really like that. There was dumb shit on there, but it was mostly brain rot. Now we have outlets like Twitter and other places pushing propaganda. I think Australia doesn't want that stuff to be spread to their kids. That's a problem.
Right. And to Jason's point, they use YouTube in schools on a regular basis now.
Yeah.
So.
I think, there's content generated for the younger kids I'm more concerned about like TikTok for children. Like there is no like with YouTube, you can modernize it to a point for your child, right? You can
moderate it.
Yeah,
You
like
said
you
modernize.
Sorry. But like you can like direct like what channels they're seeing and what you can't do. Like there's elements of that with TikTok. They're endlessly scrolling.
Yeah.
My 11-year-old stepbrother, and he's a bit older now, but like a couple years ago, he's just swiping right down, and it's like bad stuff. Like stuff I was like very appalled that he was watching at like age like 8, and I'm just like I don't. This isn't healthy. This cannot be healthy.
Like you're scrolling through, you're scrolling through TikTok, and then all of a sudden you see, like, completely unblurred footage of stuff you would see on an Orange and Black site. Like, it was really bad.
So I want to point out what Harrison is saying here. I'm not in total support of what Australia is doing, right? I'm not saying that I agree with them censoring the internet for people of certain ages. I think that they're just fed up with it, and what's happening is parents aren't doing their due diligence. They're not watching their kids closely enough. And this happens a lot in this country where I see the parents are lazy about letting their kids do things without keeping up with what their kids are doing. And I'm not talking like being over their shoulder 24/7, but there are tools. Like if you have a phone plan together, you can keep track of what your kid's looking at. Like it tells you what they're looking at. You can see that. There are moderation tools that you have as a parent that you can do yourself. Like you can go through and set moderation tools on the internet. On the Wi-Fi, you can have a separate, like on most modern routers, you can set up a separate outlet for your kid to use that has a firewall that blocks certain things. You can block those things off that firewall. You can go into your account, set that up. There's VPNs you can set up to do the same thing. There's so many things you can do to protect your kids if you want to. They just don't do it.
This is the same argument I think we have with like video games, where it's like this video game is like hurting rotting the brain and like corrupting. I like listening to like a lot of those like silly little Reddit story kind of stuff online, and there was a story I heard recently about a parent that was mad at The Sims because their child were doing weird kind of wacky things with their Sims, right? Like keeping them in like sex dungeons and stuff like that, and like they were like, Sims is evil, how could they do this with The Sims? It's like, The Sims is not the bad thing. The bad thing is you're not watching what your child is doing on The Sims. You have to be paying attention and teach your child why that is not okay, and what maybe that's something you need to talk about as a parent. But they don't want to parent them. They just want to here, have it, and like leave me alone. And that's concerning.
So I'll say the thing that's gotten me, and this happened. This is a long time ago at this point, but I still see. I still see versions of the same thing happen, where like say somebody's playing a mature rated game, like whether it's Elder Scrolls, Grand Theft Auto, Bloodborne, whatever, and somebody who's playing a mature game for a mature audience, say they make an adult joke about insert topic here. It could literally be whatever, and they would get comments saying, I enjoyed watching these videos, but I was appalled at these sort of jokes that you made. I'm sitting here thinking, so you're choosing to play and watch a video game that has a mature rating, and then whenever you see that M on the bottom corner, it says that the game may contain blood and gore, strong violence, language, sexual innuendos, etc. And yet they choose to watch a video on the internet of a person playing said video game, and then they get offended by strong language and innuendos. Sorry? And don't get me wrong, there's a time and a place for jokes like that. Like, it definitely, the context and time definitely doesn't matter. But whenever people will make, some sort of mature joke like that, and then they'll just get hate comments or emails sent to them saying, man, this is really immature of you to say, you need to really grow up. It's like, a lot of the people that say things like that, it often speaks to their maturity level, and oftentimes they're the ones that need to grow up.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry, ran over. I just had to that's really
all right.
Me.
All right, so we're going to watch the Boys trailer, and then we're going to do our list. So here we go. This is The Boys Season 5 trailer. This isn't a teaser, it's the trailer, I believe. Yeah. And it is a little over 1 minute and 40 seconds long, so this might be removed. You guys know how it is. Prime does typically claim videos, so this will probably be removed from the stream. However, at the end, we will give our comments on the trailer, so if you'd like to watch it yourself and you missed it, head over to any of the many outlets that has this uploaded. Watch it over there. Let's go ahead.
Yes, but this isn't a trailer for The Boys. This is a Supernatural reunion.
I was gonna say there's 5 Supernatural casts this season.
Yeah. Look at that. Holy shit.
I'm so excited. Yeah.
So I did see, where is it at here? It looks like there's some like super religious hero dressed with like a cross and stuff on. Did you see that? Where's
I
it
saw
at?
something. They were like in a church or something.
Yeah. Where's it at?
Which
What?
makes sense. I mean, this season's, I don't know, like,
It all ended in a church.
I don't know. Last season it became very political, and this season we're literally in the White House. So,
Yeah.
so I can see kind of where we're leading with a lot of this stuff.
There's a lot of Gen V stuff in here too.
Oh,
Mhm.
fucking John Carlos in here?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep. He was in the seasons you saw. He was in season 2, I think.
Gosh, I don't even know what he's covered in.
The Deep is dead. Deep is
Here we
such-
go.
Oh,
Yeah, this seems
He
like
looks
some
like
sort
Elvis.
of yeah. He looks like some sort of like
He-
mighty
you know-
gemstones, like
It
superhero or
almost looks
something.
like he's wearing the fucking Deathly Hallows symbol.
well, I mean, you know, like that was the shit we were singing in like Gen V, where like Firecrackers, like, God bless Jesus and God bless Homelander for protecting us. It's like, oh my
What?
god.
Look, it would not be, for me. It wouldn't. I wouldn't put it past the boys to make this character like say that he's Jesus or something. You know what I mean? Like he's the second coming of Jesus
Yeah.
because he is
Can
a
we-
soup.
Can we go to that final shot of Homelander fighting somebody?
Yeah, right here.
I hadn't saw the trailer up until this point, but I did see this shot online,
Yeah,
and people are like, this has to be someone really strong for him to be fighting back like this.
yeah.
Is that Ryan? Like, is he killing Ryan here?
Is
that
there a
would be-
time jump for this season? Have we confirmed a time jump at all?
I don't know.
Because
I
Ryan's
think-
going to be older. That actor's going to be older for sure.
I think they confirmed something. I think there is a time jump. I don't remember what. I think it's like 6 months after Gen V season 2, maybe something like that.
I mean, to be fair, there has to be because Gen V season 2 had to happen because that's where we
Mm-hmm.
are chronologically. But also, they could say that he's aged up a little bit because of the V that he's on, and he's like
Mhm.
a soup, and maybe he just matured a little bit faster.
Yeah. Looks good though.
Yeah.
I just need them to stick the landing, because I like Gen V season 2 quite a bit. I was not a fan of the Boys season 4. Like, it kind of lost me.
Yeah.
Wait, you mean a show about superhero?
Dog
characters
knot.
had a bad season 4?
Did he die? Didn't he die in the Boys season? I mean, Gen V season 2, or can he just come back?
Maybe he's like Wolverine. Maybe he like comes back from a drop
Yeah,
of blood
okay.
or something.
I'm okay with that. I was just. I'm also curious about Butcher just being back in the trailer.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of wish they maybe showed him separated a little bit, because like the
Mhm.
season ended with Butcher leaving. Like, Butcher's gone and saying that he's out of the team. So
Right.
Would you say
I
his
guess we'll
mind's
figure that
been
out.
butchered?
All right. So before we get into this, we are 2 super chats of any amount from hitting the goal in the Debunks channel. If you'd like to support the channel at all, $1 counts and it gets us closer to that goal. The 5 super chats will unlock the poll. So if you want to participate in that, you can. Literally any tier amount on that one. I just want to put that out there before we start talking about the topic, which I believe that I said earlier. It was 3 worst TV shows of all time. Let me get my list here. Did you make your list already, Darren? Or are you still thinking?
yeah, I made a couple. Most of these are like ones I've talked about a lot, though. So I'm worried. I'm trying to find some different ones, but yeah, I'm good.
All right. Let's see. We did get a super chat while I was looking at my list here. Oh, it's Lone Wolf.
I was about
Yeah,
to say,
Lone
Darren,
Wolf with the
were-
Chill, I was
were
saying-
you, was about to say, Darren, were you looking up there up top to see if any of those were bad TV shows?
Yeah, I own good shit. I don't buy bad TV shows.
Right.
Well, I mean,
Well, then it's the stuff you didn't buy. That's the easy way. Just anything you didn't buy. Lone Wolf of the Trail Super Chat says there's a 6-month time jump that's been confirmed. Yeah, so I think that's it. We're going to see a 6-month time jump from the end of Gen V Season 2. So that should be pretty interesting. Or is it 6 months from the end of The Boys Season 4? Did Gen V happen in that 6-month period, maybe?
Nobody knows.
I don't know. I need confirmation on that for sure to know. I don't know where I'll get it from, but confirmation. Okay, tonight, tomatoes are bad, pizza slices are good. So, after season 3? What? Wait, what?
What?
6 months after season 3?
Maybe they mean
5?
season 2, and like Gen V. Maybe they mean after season 2.
Oh, season 4. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Season 4. Yeah, so we'll find out.
Okay.
All right. So the wheel has returned, and the way we're going to do this is we're going to spin the wheel 3 times, but you can do honorable mentions at the end if you want to make it more of a list of 5. It's up to you. I'll always allow 2 honorable mentions. That's the way we'll do it. 2 honorable mentions. So 5 confirmed ones, 2 honorable mentions if you want. All right. Let's see. All right. Let's spin the wheel. Oh.
Darren.
Darren is first. All right. What's your
Okay.
choice, Darren?
My choice. Okay, so I tried to pick some that I haven't talked about. That's kind of my mental goal when I do these, as we talk about so much stuff. It's like because I've talked about some of these obvious ones. I've talked about Secret Invasion. I've talked about Inhumans. I'll leave that to you guys. Let's just do one that I just think is kind of annoying. That I think every time it would come on as a kid, I'd want to kick my TV. Fucking Caillou on PBS Kids.
Oh, that one bald bastard.
That show's so annoying. That show, I celebrated when it ended. That's the only time I've ever done that. And then they announced a new show that was coming out, and I said, gosh dang it.
Oh, man.
All right.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh. There you go. You're up, Jake.
So, I'll kind of start out in a similar vein to what Darren did. I won't, throw out an obvious one. Instead, I'll go with one that I got recommended several times, and I tried watching one season of it. I got told by several people, they said, oh, yeah, well, the first season's not great, but once you get through that, it's good. And if I know that going into a TV show, that really doesn't incentivize me to watch it. And that's The Office. I really don't like that show at all.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not expect you going in that direction. I was waiting for you to say it. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, no, I'm really not a fan of The Office at all. And, from what people have said, they said, yeah, season 1 kind of sucks, but after that it gets better. It's like, if I know that going in, I don't want to have to sit through a whole season. And from what I saw, it just didn't interest me in the slightest. So maybe that's a hot take, but yeah, that's my first one.
I mean, I feel like it is for some people, for sure. I see some tomatoes already. All right.
Yep. But hey, you know what? Tomatoes go on pizza, so maybe it's pizza in a roundabout way.
All right. What do we got? Oh, it is me.
Hey.
Okay, I'm going to start out with the show that I think started out okay for what it was and then went batshit crazy towards the end, thus making it a bad show, in my opinion.
Oh, God.
And I know people are going to probably tell me I'm wrong because it wasn't always bad, but I feel like it went bad. It went sour. And that is a CW show called Riverdale.
I thought about it too. Yeah.
I feel like Riverdale, when it got bad, it was really bad towards the end. I just was not happy with it. It changed so much. It wasn't even the same show anymore.
I mean,
in my opinion. Am I wrong, Jake? Did you like the last like 2 or 3 seasons were almost pointless?
Did it change? Did it get wild? Yes. But was it ever great before that? I don't know.
Season one's pretty good.
Yeah, I would argue that the early seasons were good.
I like season 1. I do. And after that, it just gets weirder and weirder and weirder.
I think that's kind of its strength, though, a little bit. Like, I think Riverdale's legacy is not that they had one really good season. It's that it's the weirdest show that's ever been put to screen. It's like, it's like you could have. It's like we're doing superpowers. We're doing multiverse. We're doing aliens. We're doing a throuple. That's how we like it. It is. I
mean, Maestro says it was never really good to begin with, so I guess it stands. I mean, maybe I'm.
I mean, granted, the Archie comics were really weird too.
They are.
So, but yeah. I feel like the show took it to a whole nother level.
I don't remember what season it ended on. It was a lot.
It had 7 seasons.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm curious how the movie does because they're doing a new Archie Comics movie, and they're also doing a TV show based on like one of the like werewolf runs in the comics. So
try saying that 5 times fast.
Yeah. All right, let's see what we got here. I have a feeling my next choice is going to blow some people's minds because they probably forgot about it. We'll see.
Probably for good reason.
Oh, but it's going to be Jake. Barely. All right, go ahead.
Barely. So yeah, I'll go ahead and get this one out of here. People probably will not be shocked by this at all. People think that this series, it was only a 2-season series. People think it had 1 bad season. I think it had 2 bad seasons. Fuck Peacemaker. God, I can't stand that show.
Wow.
I didn't like season 1 either. Like, was it well made from a production standpoint? Sure. Like, I will give it that. It's competently shot. It's well put together. But I just couldn't give a rat's ass about Christopher Smith as a character, so that already wasn't doing me any favors. Was the last character I thought needed any sort of spinoff from the Suicide Squad. Now, I know that show has its fans. I know I'm in probably a minority there, but out of all of James Gunn's comics projects, Peacemaker is in like my bottom 3. So, yeah, I am just not a fan of it whatsoever.
All right. Well, all right. We're going to move on from that.
I had a feeling I was going to get tomatoes with that one.
All right. All right. So this one is rough. I decided I was going to go with a cartoon show. This is one of the worst cartoon shows I've ever watched in my entire life. And I have to say, for different reasons, a lot of the hate channels were accurate on this one, but not for any of the reasons that I think it was bad.
Oh,
and that is Velma.
I had that on my
Velma. Yeah, that's really bad. I could name at least 10 or 15 things that were wrong with it that have nothing to do with the stuff they complained about. It just never, ever landed for me in any way. The decisions they made for some of the changes didn't make any sense. It didn't add anything to the story. It just felt like a pointless reboot of the Scooby-Doo characters. It's one of the worst things I've ever watched. And the fact that it got a second season is crazy to me.
You got some tomatoes.
Well, there are some people that like it. I mean, there are people that have told me they like it. I'm not one of them, though. I don't like don't like it at all.
I don't think you would ever tell you that you like it.
No, definitely not.
I refused to watch it. because I kind of thought about giving it a shot, but I knew so many people were just hate watching it. They were like, "This is so bad. This better not get a second season." I was like, "Then stop watching it. They're gonna think that you want it.
Your
dummy.
hate watch is giving it a second season."
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
All right. There's a lot of good Scooby-Doo cartoons out there. That's not one of them. Oh.
Ooh,
Darren is up. All right.
Okay. This one might be a little hyperbolic because I've never actually sat down and watched an episode of this. And Jake might be a little upset when I say this one. This is a show I've only watched exclusively from YouTube Shorts, but I've seen every single story arc and funny moment.
Exactly what this is.
And I like the prequel of the show they did, and seemingly this new one they have right now also seems pretty cool. But I just think that The Big Bang Theory is a very unfunny show.
Wow.
A lot of harm to the nerd culture. I think
you're
decade,
not wrong about that.
For a decade, The Big Bang Theory invented what the nerd culture was to millions of people. They thought they were this kind of person or this kind of thing. And I don't know. I think it did a lot of damage. I'm not saying it's a bad show. Maybe someday I actually have to sit down and actually watch it start to finish. But from what I've seen, all the funniest clips, I'm like, I don't find that funny at all. But again, that's just me.
I'll say this. Do you want a hot take in regards to that lore of shows?
Mm-hmm.
I think the one that's airing right now, the Georgie and Mandy show, I think that's the best one they've made.
I actively like the Young Sheldon stuff. That's fun. Although I will say, and this isn't necessarily on Young Sheldon because I think that one's better. I do think Sheldon Cooper was a bad representation of autistic media. I think
was he ever actually that though? Because more than once the creators came out and said no, he wasn't actually a symbol for autism.
Even then, though, I think people associated him so strongly to that. People are like, "Oh, that's what autism is." It's like, no, there's many different layers.
There's no one blanket answer, or
sure.
That's the wrong word, but you get what I'm trying to say.
All right. So, with that being said, we're going to spin the wheel for the next person, and we are all on even playing now because it managed to break it up evenly this time. So, let's see.
Not twice in a row.
Yes, Darren, twice in a row.
Is it rigged?
What is your last one? Yeah, it's all rigged. Chat, call out the riggedness of the wheel. Please do it.
This is kind of a random one. This is a weird one, but it fits because it's holiday season. I love those Tim Allen Santa Claus. I think those are great. I think they're the classics for a reason. But the Disney Plus Santa Claus's 2-season show is one of the worst shows I have ever seen. The acting is really, really bad. The plot line just meander on. There's a lot of Republican propaganda via Tim Allen. It's a really hard watch. And season 1's fine. Season 1 is whatever. It's not good, but whatever. Season 2 is bad though. Season 2 is straight up one of the worst seasons of TV I've ever watched. And me and Lance have gone back and forth about this. Lance fucking loves it. Lance thinks it's the bomb.com. I just personally thought
that's because Lance is MAGA, right? Right? Oh, never mind. Sorry.
Not great. I would not. If you like those movies, I would recommend sticking to the movie.
I don't even like those movies.
All right. So who are we gonna get for the final shot here? If it's Jake, it's rigged. I already called it. Already called it. It's rigged for Jake. There we go. All right.
I guess Just loves me.
Yep.
Really quickly, Doughboy. I didn't because I've already talked about that show in great detail.
Well, we also have honorable mentions. Somebody could have dropped their honorable mention if they want.
Right.
I've talked about that at least 5 times in these ranking.
I agree. I agree.
And Aaron, that's 5 more times than it deserves.
I agree.
There's a couple comic book shows I could have mentioned.
Yeah. Well, very nice segue. My last one is that. And now, it's weird to talk about this one because it's almost like 2 different shows smashed into one. And it was just never able to really capture my enjoyment for any of them. And
wait, what?
Yeah. What's funny is that even though the first season of this is arguably like sticking the most to the source material, I think it's probably still the worst season. Darren already knows it.
I don't know. Maybe.
Oh. That's Batwoman.
Oh.
No!
Wow.
Boo!
That went in a completely different direction. I thought in my mind I knew what it was, but Batwoman, okay.
I'm really not a fan of that show. I'm not. From honestly the get-go, it wasn't for me. I feel like honestly the marketing for it honestly was really bad because they put a lot of lines in there just to
I agree. The first trailer made a lot of mistakes
and get them pissed off. Yeah. And what I find hilarious is that what they should have done, and I'll stand by this, the Jake Law, okay. But what they should have done is, what I thought they were going to do was, with her show, was adapt Batman stories like they did with Arrow. That's one of the things that made Arrow as successful as it was in its early years.
Except Batman existed in that universe, so they had to have
well, instead what they did is they went and adapted Batwoman books, but the Batwoman books that the stories that they were adapting were from canceled Batwoman books, and there's a reason they were canceled. And yeah, I personally, going into this show, I already didn't like Kate Kane as a character, from the comics that I had read her in to how horrible she was in the Batman Bad Blood movie. I already wasn't a fan of the character to begin with. I was going into that show like I wanted to learn more about the Arrow versus Gotham, more of like what their lore essentially was like. And I gotta say, their depiction of Gotham was so damn boring.
I hated Batwoman's Gotham. It was the most realistic. It was the most realistic Gotham, but that also made it the most boring Gotham too.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
It's like, why? This did not seem like that dead city that people wanted to live and get out of, and it just seemed like
hot take. I think there. Gotham Knights Gotham was better than Batwoman's.
That's one of my favorite Gothams, actually.
Is it really?
I think the vibes of that Gotham was great.
But also from a visual aspect, like the coloring is just really dull. Whenever they would show like the flashbacks in season 1, they had that horrible drop in the frame rate to where like it was like almost cutting between the frames, like whenever they showed the Batman stuff. And they also just ruined several characters. Like they completely massacred Hush. They screwed over several villains. Like I don't know what the hell they were doing with Poison Ivy or their version of Joker. I feel like Luke Fox was like the only character in that show I enjoyed.
That was such a cool Poison Ivy.
I didn't really like how they just used Pamela Isley to make way for a second Poison Ivy. I didn't really like that part of it.
Oh, I mean, yeah, then you probably wouldn't like season 3 because the whole thing is season 3 is making their own like Batwoman versions of those characters.
Yeah, and I'll say this, aside from Luke Fox, the best thing about that show was probably Rachel Scarsden as Alice, because I thought she was actually a pretty solid villain. But after season 1, there wasn't really a point to her being around because that personal connection to the main character was gone.
All right, so that brings us to me, and I wrote a lot of notes on this for my last choice. I wrote a lot of notes on it, and I have a couple audible mentions that I could go on and on about, but we're going to just talk about this one for a second, because this one was one of the ones that bugged me the most, and I think for me, it's a TV show that I will never, ever, 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 ever watch again. Even if people were to pay me money, I would say no to watch this again, unless it was a $50 super chat. Then I'd probably watch it. But
get on it, guys. Get on it.
The Inhumans is probably the worst TV show I have ever watched in my entire life, and it got more painful as the season went on.
Bad.
And I could see little bits of that show that could have been really great. For example, the casting of that show was absolutely perfect. I don't think anybody was miscast in any of the roles they were in. They were just in a bad show. First of all, the budget limitations. I wrote this here. The show went with Scott Buck, who always promises to make things on the cheap. That's what he did. The budgets were like CW. I found out it was like a CW budget for the show. So there was no way they were going to be able to do Medusa's hair on a CW budget. No way.
No. The fact that Iron Fist was the better of his two shows is a sad statement.
The production schedule was extremely short. They had to release in the fall. They didn't even start filming until March.
Mm-hmm.
So they were filming the show in March to get released in the fall. That's crazy.
It was stuck as a movie. I would love to stay in that timeline more. Like, what does that movie look like?
Well, Eric, I'm getting to that. So they did the TV IMAX movie thing, like a release where people thought the first 2 episodes must be like a self-contained story that introduced the characters, and then the rest of the series deals with whatever's going on. No, it was just the first 2 episodes. And yes, the very first episode, you could see where the IMAX stuff was there, but it didn't matter because it was a bad show. So it was like the quality of the show was so bad, you could have seen it in live action in front of you and it still would have looked like shit. Medusa's hair, probably one of the most important aspects of her as a character. She even has a storyline where she does actually lose her hair, but it takes a long time for that to happen. This happens within the first 20 minutes of the first episode of the show. Now, they could have kept her in that wig. They had a great bit of hair for her, that red wig, and just reduce the amount of time she was using her hair, but they didn't. They just were like, oh no, we're going to cut it off completely. What a fucking dumb thing to do. I already talked about Scott Buck. I had that here. The plots were weak. The characters were extremely shallow, considering we had so many great actors. That didn't make any sense. There was terrible pacing. It was inconsistent in tone and storytelling, where some episodes rushed through the plot, others dragged through it. They had the whole episode dedicated to advertising tourism for Hawaii. The visuals were not...
It was going to be a movie originally. Fetman's right.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah.
Not only that, the costumes were cheap looking. The visuals were cheap. It wasn't directly connected to a lot of the source material. It was all superficial stuff. Matter of fact, I think there were parts of the, like, you had characters that would show up in one episode and then disappear until the end of the season. It was a waste of time show.
And it
was 8 episodes, and it was canceled. So I don't understand. The Lockjaw stuff was great, but they didn't have the money to use them all the time, which is why he just kind of disappeared into the background most of the time. Gorgon's feet, going from hooves to feet because he put them inside of boots, is the craziest fucking thing.
See, I really like Gorgon and Triton, so that was heartbreaking.
It's like, oh, you take your foot out of the boot, it looks like a hoof, but we're going to keep it in the boot for the whole season because we don't have a lot of money. It was bad. That's one of my biggest concerns about the Lanterns, right? Is that I don't want the Lanterns to compromise on stuff like that, the fun stuff that fans like, because of their budget. That's my biggest concern. My honorable mention was going to be Secret Invasion, because I think that was an awful show. I think it was really, really bad. I didn't like it. I thought it was just, that was another show where I'm like, why even bother doing this? What's the point? And then my other honorable mention to make my list 5 was Thundercats Roar.
Oh,
I didn't like Thundercats Roar.
Yeah,
sorry.
I had a couple honorable mentions in mine.
Well, go ahead. What are your honorable mentions?
So one of mine, and now listen, I've seen a lot of comic book cartoons over the years. I've seen some good ones, but oh my god, this one might still be the worst I've seen, and that's the Disney XD 2017 Spider-Man cartoon.
Oh,
sweet Jesus!
I thought you were going to say the 2016 Ben 10 reboot.
haven't seen it, so I can't speak on it.
Also not great, to be fair.
And also this one, okay, this one is going to piss some people off.
Oh no, you've said a bunch of stuff that pissed people off already. So go ahead.
To be fair, this show had one fantastic season, and then everything after that season, plus all of the continuation shows that came after it, were just so much worse in comparison, and that is Heroes.
Yeah.
Like, season 1 of Heroes is fucking phenomenal. And everything after that is just... It just goes down. Like, the decline from season 1 to 2, and then everything else is just astonishing.
Darren, do you have any honorable mentions or no?
Yeah, no, I mean, I have a couple. I mean, when I think of worst TV shows I've ever seen, I think of things like Breaking Bad, like Lost,
Darren?
like Avatar: The Last Airbender.
You better be smoking something right now.
Like Band of Brothers. I think those
like
are some
Ben
of
10?
the worst. Yeah, like Ben 10. Yeah, no. I think all the ones I had written down, people already kind of. Naomi is up there for me. I fucking hated that. I wrote down Secret Invasion. I wrote down Inhumans. I wrote down Velma as well. Again, even though I haven't seen Velma, it was a show I was like, I will not watch it.
It's funny that this list, we have so many things that for the first time where we've had like a lot of the same choices. That's actually good. That goes to show there's not as many bad things out there as we think there are.
I used to do a lot more than I do now. I don't watch bad stuff. Right. If all my friends tell me a show is bad, I'm not gonna waste, especially on a TV show, I'm not gonna waste 10 hours watching a show I hear sucks.
All right. Okay. So 1 and 2 on here, I don't agree with, but oh my god, Johnny Test is terrible.
Wait, Legends of Tomorrow's unwatchable? Do you agree with that, Darren?
No.
No, I mean, okay.
Elements. There are seasons I don't like, and that's also my thing. If we were talking about individual seasons, I would have a lot more to say. There are seasons of TV that I hate.
No,
but
I get
as
that.
show as a whole, I'm like, no. There's I could have said the fucking Flash, right? Season 7.
There's probably 2 or 3 unwatchable seasons of the Flash. To be honest,
there are bad seasons of the Flash I could have shouted out. Let's be honest. There's bad seasons of almost every CW show we watched that at least had one bad season.
I would agree with that. Yeah,
except for Superman and Stargirl.
Yeah, I think Superman and Lois and Stargirl.
I was not crazy on season 2 of Stargirl.
What? That's my favorite season of the show.
Fair enough.
That's crazy.
I'm not saying I hated it, but it was definitely my least
favorite. I actually heard hate, so
it's my least favorite too, but it's
you might not have said it, but it sounded like you said it, so we're just gonna go with that.
It's the least season in the perfect show.
Yeah, that's true. That's fine.
So season 2.
Extra Hero with a $1 super chat contributing to the Debunks channel, and Candles Jr. with a $2 super chat to finish off the 5 super chats for the Debunks channel. You guys are great. Thank you for being here, Candles. I do appreciate you hanging out with us. Everybody for being here this week. It's a lot of fun. Staggervore chiming in with a $4.99 super chat with their top 5. Legends season 4 through 7. Teen Titans Go. Thundercats Roar. Caveman and Suits LA with Stephen Amell.
Forgot about Caveman. Oh,
what the hell is
shout
Caveman?
Shout out to Suits LA.
Was it that bad? Aw, poor Stephen Amell.
Was Suits LA that bad?
It was not.
It was bad.
I love Suits. I love Suits.
It just felt like a complete cash grab to what Suits was to try and keep the show. Expanding the show, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Steven cannot catch a fucking...
He can't. Well, the truth is, I think a lot of his goodwill has gone out the door because of his attitude and stuff like that. So, there is that.
Does that mean we're not getting Code 8 Part 3?
Probably not. Is that still happening?
I have no idea.
I think,
maybe. Both of those movies, whoever is writing and directing those, I hope they finally figure out how to do a fucking ending, because the ending of both of those movies are terrible. They're really bad.
Fetman's, I did think about putting Book of Boba.
Oh, that's bad too. Yeah.
Not even as a whole, because I don't think it's like a bad show. It's just a bad built show. Like
Yeah.
I think it's just like it's such a like show interference. Like it's such a studio interference. I don't know. Like at its core, it just doesn't work. Like I think both. It's two separate shows. Both work, but yeah, it's a mess.
Uploaded went to a hot mess. The first 2 seasons were okay. The last season was garbage shit on a fucking brick show. It was bad. I hated it. And I like what is it, Robbie Amell in that, but the premise of the show, has anybody else watched it? Upload?
I watched some of it. I didn't finish.
Okay, so the premise of the show is when you pass away, you can upload yourself into a virtual world, and your family can come and visit you, and you can talk to them through like Zoom meetings because your avatar is you still living in a virtual world. So it's a really cool idea, and it didn't cost a lot of money to film because it took place in one building. Essentially, they lived in this one building, right? The problem is, by the time we get to the second season, they're like, oh, we're going to start doing stuff in the outside world because it's hard to keep these characters interacting with each other when one of them is locked away in a virtual world. It's a really difficult thing. So they do that, and then by the final 2 seasons, they're just, everything is back and forth between the real world and the virtual world, and the charm of the show is completely gone.
Oh, and somebody else brought it up in the chat too. Yeah, What If was not great.
I don't think it's worst of all time.
No. I would say there's episodes that are bad, for sure.
Like, you also have some of the best of all time inside there, too.
The Tusken Raider stuff is the only stuff from Book of Boba Fett that I even find interesting, to be quite honest. That feels like a great concept for a miniseries. The upload thing, yeah. Oh, Jaybird didn't like Ahsoka. Really?
Okay.
Okay.
I never finished it.
Really?
I never did the final episode. But in fairness, I never watched Clone Wars.
Oh, I was gonna say, I didn't know.
I've
if
only
you were a
seen
fan
like
of
bits
that.
of Clone Wars, so I don't have that attachment that other people had.
Yeah. All right, so let's see what you guys picked since we hit the goal for both channels. On the Debunks channel, you guys have selected, let's end the poll, that you would like me to do... What is it? Is it going to come through? Is it not going to come through? Hold on, let's see. Oh, there we go. 32% of the chat says a bonus stream on a weekend. So I will do a vertical live stream as a bonus stream on the weekend from the Debunks channel. Let me write that in here. Bonus. That'll be a lot of fun. I like doing those. I don't get to do them very often. So that's what we got over there. And then on the Reloaded channel, let's end the poll and see what you guys selected. We'll be doing our top... What?
Sorry, I just got upset at something.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
That was violent. That was really violent.
Be careful.
I thought you'd be really excited. The list is going to be best standout scenes in superhero films.
Woo!
So that's the one we're doing. So
Which scene from Justice League should I pick?
The one where the credits started rolling.
I mean, hey, that Superman and Flash scene's pretty cool.
I feel like that was rigged for Jake because his won finally after all this time.
Oh, I don't know who brought it up in the chat earlier, but yeah, I had a DS going and I almost lost. That's why.
Okay.
But
Chris
I
says
didn't
Jake
lose.
is very focused and angry.
I didn't lose though.
So,
And then Chris is mad about the winning one because Jake's selected it. Why does Cape shit always win these goddamn polls?
It was just TV shows for this one.
So, I know you said movies, Jake, but can I pick the scenes from Black Cat from Arrow? Wildcat, I'm sorry. Wildcat
I
from
was about
Arrow.
to say, if they're gonna try to troll me, get the name
God
right.
damn it. God damn it, I ruined the fucking joke.
So there we go.
You know what?
Let's-
If you ever do a TV one, just pull that out when I'm not expecting it.
All right, so before we head out, Thursday there is no Nerdcast because I'm going to be streaming the Game Awards. So that'll be like most of the evening. I believe that's like 7:30 to 11 something, 12 o'clock. So we'll be doing that. And actually, let me double check and see how long it is.
There might not be a Nerdcast, but Thursday there is another Eric thing coming out.
Oh, that's right.
A little self plug.
Yeah, it is about 4 hours. So we'll start around 7:30 when the Game Awards starts, and we'll run until at least 8:30, like 11:30, 12 o'clock. So there won't be a Nerdcast, but we will be. I will be live on Thursday while we watch the Game Awards together. And anybody that wants to stop in, feel free to do so. There's no reason to really hang out, but we might get a trailer. So if we get the Supergirl trailer, we definitely want to talk about that on Thursday. Because we might jump away from the Game Awards if some news comes out or something comes out. We'll jump back and forth. But essentially, that's what it is. So anyway, make sure you support everybody that was on the stream tonight. Joe was here earlier. Ronan was here earlier. Go over and check out their channels. Head over to Darren's channel because on Thursday, there will be a video dropping that I think you guys will enjoy that we recorded over the weekend. And Jake, what have you got going on right now?
So I'll open the lid on this a little bit. Other than the Lost Level stuff on Sundays, we have the finale stream for Lego Marvel this upcoming Sunday, and then another Skyrim stream the following Sunday. That's going to be our last stream of the year because I'm taking the last of the year off. But as we're getting into this last month, apart from some of the normal videos that I'm putting out there, I do have some long form bonus ones, if you want to call that. Including a fully narrated Batman Arkham Knight Shadow War rewrite that I wrote and narrated myself. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Also, a collab that I did with somebody that some of you guys who watched Reactor channels back in the day might know. Me and Electric Alex did an hour-long collab on what the best superhero video games are. So that was a really fun thing that we recorded. We recorded that a long time ago, but I'm finally getting it out now, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Got that thing this Thursday, too. I guess that's happening. Kidding, Darren. But, yeah, so a few of those are going to be some of the long-form videos, and one that is going to be a bitch to edit, but I am ranking every MCU movie, show, and project as of 2025.
Wow.
And then also doing ones where I'm ranking my 2026 projects based on anticipation. So those are some of the bonus ones that are coming out.
Sounds good. We do have one last super chat here from Lone Wolf. Says $5 super chat. Hey, Eric, I'm sure I asked you, but you might have forgotten, though. Would you ever do trailer breakdown content? I know you hate editing. That's trailer reactions don't require a lot of editing for me. If I were to do those, it would be similar to what we do here. I would just be doing them myself. The issue is the copyrights on them. Like the copyright claims on them. I have to go through and chop out so much of the video that it wouldn't be very entertaining. I know there's a lot of larger channels that don't care, right? But I think like limiting visibility or having the video suppressed because it has copyrighted content in it is just not good for a channel. I know React channels like them. I like doing it. I get that. But for me, it's easier to just react to them here on the stream. If I don't get a copyright claim here, I could cut this out and upload it separately. But I don't know if that's something that people would want to see. I do think, though, starting this month and then heavily in January, I will be cutting out segments of the Nerdcast to go up during the day. I see a lot of people doing that, and it seems there's a lot of people that seem to like being able to share those smaller clips. So you'll be able to see it live all the way through, but then there'll also be extra clips that come out over the next 2 days after we get to get the stream done and everything. So anyway, unless it's Tyrone Magnus, yeah, I don't know. Those guys don't care. They get so much revenue off of promotional stuff and endorsements and things like that. They don't care about videos being suppressed or blocked or anything like that. So
hell no.
Anyway, thanks everybody for hanging out. I do appreciate it. Everybody in the chat. And yeah, we'll see everyone on Thursday. Have a great night. Hey there, if you're seeing this, that means we have reached the end of the stream. Thanks so much for your continued support with comments, likes, subscriptions, super stickers, and super chats. I just want to give a special shout out to all of the channel members who have contributed to the success of this channel with paid tiers. On the screen, you will see your name displayed as a signal of appreciation from myself and the channel. If you would like to see your name on this list, consider selecting a tier with the join or plus button depending on your platform. Thanks again, everyone. Let's hang out soon in the next stream, and I'll see you then.